Yeah, people, we're there. Just they don't make some minor adjustments. You see it? Let me know if you not hear me. Let me know the audio sound. You see me? Your DJ Bullet, big up, you know. Long time I not see the eye. Bless up on yourself. You see me? Mute them phone and them thing. Yeah, so just let me know if you not hear me. Let me know if you turn up the microphone a little bit more. If you not hear me loud and clear, just type 1. You see it? So we can get the ball a roll. You see me? Let me know what's going on. Oh, my sound out there. Oh, my sound. You say I hear? Loud and clear? All right. Wait for the man them forward in so we can just continue conversation from us over Gaza uncle. You see me? That is it. Yeah, big up the people. Let me see some new people in a chat. Bless up on yourself. Gerald. You see me? Bless up yourself. You see it. Much we have 78 people. So people as soon as no forward and just like up the live. Said speed. But I even hesitate right away. It's like what the live says. As soon as no forward in. You get me? yo, Gregory, this try. Yo, go easy, dog. Make one night woman them point that out. Bumbo clock them, my man. Yo, dog. Yo, bro. No, don't do that. Make one night woman them point that out. Please and thank you. Yeah, don't do me that. Don't do me that, BG. Yeah, well, no, don't do me that, please. Yo, wait there. Hold on the people. Let me see something more going on here, so. From the other day, I realized that something. Yeah, what go on? John, no. Yo, Sasha is always. Yo, bad girl CC. Yeah, I people like you want hear them thing from. No, brother, no do me that something there. Yeah, no, do me that something there. Me hear from the female them. Yeah. The female them want to tell me certain things, me G. When you see it, just look like you know see it. The blood clot. Man, let me start off live with that. How the blood clot is. Yo, I swear, yo. Jano. Oh God, yo, I can't believe this. But yeah, yeah, as you know, see the title still. Don't know, they must say the DPP asks for a retrial and things. So, you know, we have a reason it and get the people them thoughts about it, where them feel like go happen and how them feel like it go play out. You know, we just want to get some point of views across. You know, normally what is discussed in a them kind of situations is not necessarily fact, is mostly opinion based in this case. You know what I mean? Because really and truly, we now have all of the information available to us. So we just base it on Ray, bless up yourself over on the Facebook side. You know what I mean? Yeah, people bless up on yourself. Whichever platform you now watch from. You get me? Yeah. Hold on there. So like and share up the live people. So we can, you know what I mean? Get some more people in upon the conversation. I don't know that's something they got already. Yeah. So people, well, if I even if somebody can call in, make see if me can make Sasha Ice. I'll drop the link and then see if Sasha Ice can want to share it. Yeah. So why hear what the people them have to say what phone thoughts. You see me? Yeah. Oh, you can. Okay. Sasha is a long time enough forward in the streets, so I don't remember everything. So you go. I'll get it over time. I don't know. You know? Well, Gregory, the destroyer, we have to go wait and see. And more than likely, we knew that she would you know want to go to a retrial still, even though in our last ring off my doorbell. Even though in the last statement that she made, it kind of seems like, like she was kind of trying to wash her hands off the case in a sense, based on certain things that she does say and thing. You see me? Give me a second, the people. Yeah, so based on some of the things that what she does say, it never seemed like she was going that road. That's why me did even say it seemed like she kind of a back pedal, but I think she just did a bait the crowd. And I just my understanding of when me read, it may not be that, you know what I mean? You see me? So I just one of them thing there. But more I hear phone opinion still based on who, if you read the thing, if you read it, what phone understanding of it and them thing there. So you can make me know what phone thoughts on that. You see me? Candice, no, he's not free yet. He's not free yet. People over on the Instagram are asking if he's free. No, I'm not free yet. You know, reach say it. There's a process. So we have to just go and wait and watch. A lot of people want to see him free. Me myself included. You know what I mean? But it's a process, so we have to just wait. So media try to get her to talk. She got inform on herself. People we just have to wait. You know what I mean? I just say go. We just have to go wait. You see me? Matthew, bless up yourself over on Facebook. Yeah, man. As when I say people, we just have to just wait and see what go on. What me really want to see right now still at the bail hearing and see where it will go from there. So, you know what I mean? Then me can kind of have a see where certain things lie or where certain things are fall into place. The interview that where she do, I think it do her more bad than good in terms of her reputation and her and them thing there. You see me? Me not feel it do her any justice. Gregory, this trial you have a valid question there, you know. In my opinion, still, I don't feel like them are go on do that. You get me? I say, me not feel like them are go on go that road there with her. I feel like them just go on and say, yo, listen, you made a blunder, or we made a blunder, and you kind of make us look like fools in the eyes of the world, especially with all the interview where she go do, where put rub salt in the wound. So let's just, you know, let bygones be bygones and just wash our hands clean of this one. I don't know. That was my opinion based on the question I asked. What you mean here is that one said me I read patois like standard English. Somewhere we don't can read me G. No, just like if me did know Spanish, me could have read Spanish and translate it in English. It's simple. The same thing. Yeah, that all of them variables they can happen. Yeah, the case can be dismissed. All of them variables they can happen. Yeah. All of them variables they can happen, man. We have to just wait and see. That's pretty much it. We have to just wait and see. You get me? We have to just wait and see. I just say it go. I have to just keep our fingers crossed and hope and pray for the best. That's pretty much it. But based on the interview that you guys are asking about, she make a big blunder in that interview because to state that there are many other cases where there was juror misconduct and them still go ahead with the case. That only are gonna make people wonder how much other people get them kind of trial there. To me, that wouldn't be a fair trial if you know a juror misconduct is there and go ahead with it instead of. And the next thing too, what me never like about the interview, the part where they were asking about having the jury. What the word them use? They use a specific word. I don't remember the word, but me don't remember it right now. Where say for instance, if it's the case are going for a long period of time, and they would have to like house the jurors in a specific hold on there, me add his one. Hold on the 1 minute them me finish when I say. Where them would have housed the jurors them in a specific location where they are kind of locked away from the outside world. They should not have any access to the internet. They shouldn't have any access to television. Anything we can sway them decision and the case or whatever. Because you know the news are gonna report if it's a high profile case or whatever, the news are gonna report on it. So them kind of how it's supposed to really go, they're supposed to be locked away from the outside world. From them left court, them supposed to go to a location and stay there, and from there back to court and so on and so forth until the case is over. So she's saying basically say in all her years they have never done that, and she don't see the reason why they're supposed to do it. And I'm saying to myself, like, especially now with how much the internet is a part of everybody's life, and no more than ever them to start implement that. Me would understand that she did say, well, they don't have the necessary resources to do that at this time. But she's literally laughing at the very mention of doing something like that. It's like, so then no wonder why Jamaica is still considered a third world country, because everywhere else is doing that. I'm not gonna say everywhere else as is everywhere in the world, but when I talk about first world countries, that's what they do. And for sure, you say we should have do it more than even the first world country, because, say for instance, a country like say the US, where me reside now. The US have 52 states, right? There can be a high profile case happening in Miami. Well, it's Florida, because Florida the state. And me in a New York don't know about it. See? So when me a try if it say is our country is so small. So once a high profile case I go on that country, more than likely anybody where pay attention are gonna know about it. So if you say pretty much all the jury thing going on, the case always I got happen first before them choose a jury. So more than likely, a high profile case in Jamaica, you're going to hear about the case before you get called up for jury duty. So you kind of have an understanding of what happened. You get called for jury duty, then you say, oh, rather case of them call me up for a whatever. But you see, once you get selected and you're there, if it's a high profile case, you're supposed to know, don't have any connection to the outside world until the case is over. Because them know you don't want to sway your decision based on what you hear in the media. And sometimes what will happen is people will hear certain things and subconsciously they make a decision based on what they might hear. Because we don't know if that ever happened to where you have an opinion on something, but by listening to other people talking about it and hearing for them views, it can sway your decision because they might show you a point where you never did a look on or you never did a pay attention to. And for a small country like Jamaica, we shouldn't do that because our country is small. In comparison to the US, we have 52 states. And as we made said earlier, there can be as close as me live to Connecticut or New Jersey or any other state where close to New York. There can be a high profile case going on in those states and I don't know about it. Unless me are one of them people where literally got dig for find them type of something there. So even though I don't think they women don't know how the jury system work over here, but if a case are going a Connecticut, high profile case where might be some of them do a double murder or whatever, and it make the news, me still not must hear about it, you know. You understand me I say? So when we are trying to say is like, me don't know if in the US, if being that I live in New York, I can be called up to do jury duty in another state. Me don't know. Because I've never really did my due diligence and said, God, do the research on that. But say, for instance, hypothetically, said that can happen. If I get called up to do jury duty in another state, even though I am from another state, if even I had the choice to go home every day, say, given the choice every day to leave from court to home and from home back to court, they wouldn't give you that right because you might getting influenced by what is being said outside, and our population is way bigger than Jamaica's. So you know what I mean. I don't see why she wouldn't want to go that route there. That would make sense to me. You understand what I say? Yeah, bless up yourself, DJ Bullet. Yeah, exactly, native. That's what I'm saying. Because if you are gonna say you have done this many times, you shouldn't have said that. I think maybe no. When she looking back at it, she said, oh, I don't think I should have said that, or maybe say that weird, because it leaves you to think how many other people got locked away innocently. That not sit right with me, brother. Don't sit right with me at all. So me no know. See, no. Mm-mm. Don't sit right. That is one of the reason why I say. Cause me there I ramble.
Why? Alright, me hear you say something a while ago about outside influence and whatever. But if you have, yeah, if you look back from when Vybz Kartel case started enough way, that I feel like that was their main objective, because remember, even was it the commission? He came out and said Vybz Kartel responsible for over 900 murder. You understand what I say?
Yeah, hey, I remember when the case did go on. I was in the States at the time, bro. And I could tell everything were happening in courthouse because everything was in the public. Everything.
Yes, because what they did, even before, all right, Vybz Kartel was sentenced before even the case start, brother.
But that's what me I said. They them literally chime in at the public. That's what I'm saying. And if you notice the picture that was painted in the media is that he did it even before he was convicted.
Yeah, because as what may I say, like them already like put certain things out there, like them paint a bad picture. It's like them get them artists, and them artists paint a bad picture in the eyes of the public as far as the person whose Vybz Cartel is supposed to be. You understand what I'm saying? They paint this picture and spread this narrative like this man is a demon. This man needs to be locked away in the pit of hell and make the devil swallow the key. You understand what I'm saying? So at that way they them paint him to the public. So them already put that in the public mind already. And then a lot of high society people, as far as dancehall is concerned, they think that dancehall is contributing to crime and violence already. So when the DPP and certain people in high power come out and start spread certain kind of narrative, or the commission and all of these people, it had left a lot of the simple-minded people them for say, yeah man, I true, I saw it go.
Mm-hmm.
So with the jury already, I hear this from the general public. You understand me? I say, and all of them think they're going into the case. Them a lot of people already have their mind make up like them already sentenced Vybz Cartel before he was sentenced. You understand me? I say, so it was like damn near a lose-lose situation.
True.
You understand me? I say, and now listening to Paula Llewellyn speak, what me get from her thing is more of ego. You understand what I'm saying? Like, cause my ear, she said something in one of her interviews, says she always go against the grain of popularity. You understand what I say? So she always go against the majority. So if that's the case, you understand? If that's the case, I mean, I use Vybz Cartel, trial specifically. If that's the case, and she had to go against the general, where everybody has a free Vybz Cartel because Vybz Cartel is the popular person or whatever, and if at that she use fee, may I try to find the right word to put the what may I try to say in a context. But may I say, long story short, is like she has say, yo, her thing, it wasn't based on whether Vybz Cartel is guilty or innocent. She just want to go against the majority and showcase her power as a woman. Basically, and that me get from one of the interview where she has said.
Exactly. Yes, you're so right. Who want go through first? Bruce and Dreamer. And it want to forward the same time. Who want go through first? Yo.
Yeah, me can go since. So, what more say still? Zine just 2 point. Um, Based on what you said yesterday, right? Um, it'll occur to me because let me put it in a football perspective. If they if the if it reach to penalty shootout, Zine, and somebody come tell you say, yo, all right, me an Arsenal fan, and somebody fall to me and tell me say, yo, the keeper get paid for dash for the game. Do you
Yeah.
want to continue the penalty shootout or change the keeper? If me know, me would have said change the keeper because me feel like so the keeper got dash for the game. The only way me say keep the keeper in there is if me and the keeper have a personal conversation and me know for a fact say, yo, the keeper gonna get me the result where me need. You get me? I say. So I say that to say this. Me feel like say, that's just my opinion. Still say they were them plant jurors in the jury themselves. You see me? I say because there's no way you would hear say the
Exactly. And that main thing from the
yeah.
go.
If it's supposed to be compromised and you feel like say if it compromised in other way where say yo you know I'm going say them say I go for vote not guilty, then your mind would have tell you say no, you're not gonna win because you see me, you don't know how much people take up on the bet. The only way you know for sure say you're gonna win and you say yeah is because you know for a fact how many people won't take up on the bet. And I might not be right, but all I know I got is that the 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 lawyers are who like picks who sits on the juror
Mhm.
But but
who sits. So would I
but
feel like say them set them juror in the jury board.
All right. So somebody will go sit and pick jury. I'm gonna tell you say that is not how jury go, isn't it? Our jury selection go, you as the defendant, you have the choice to remove anybody you would deem you don't want on the trial before during jury selection. So say you have at least 50 people there for jury selection. The judge will call up each person. Then I'm gonna ask them certain question. Is either you say yeah. If you agree with that juror being on the jury board, you say yeah. If the defense the prosecution disagree, then I'm gonna say nay. And once somebody disagree, that person is removed from the room, removed from the courthouse room. You get the message? So both sides have to agree to all jurors, say a juror sit on the case. We have to get that out there and not really just spread misinformation certain ways. See me?
It was also said, I don't know how true this is, there was a police that was in the court that his girlfriend or wife was a part of the juror also.
Yeah, I heard me hear something like that.
Yeah, but that jury that doesn't move off already. So
Yeah, them
anything
they get
about
rid of
that jury, the past jury board, not true for it.
no man. I said them they get rid of that person there.
No, and I not think of that the person with them get rid of. I think of someone who them son
Yeah, but
was
that jury they don't
incarcerated.
matter no more, you know.
Oh, yeah. You're right. You're right.
Not about that jury they don't matter no more, you know. We understand the part, right?
Yeah, we understand that.
So even if his girlfriend was a policeman, policeman girlfriend ended up on the jury board will have part of investigation. Not really play a part anymore. Yes, I say. No, we can't. As I say, the defense and the prosecution both have to agree to a juror for them can sit in the 12 juror them on a case. That's how it really go. You see me? So,
but my question is, right? Them said the juror he was charged, right? And he was sent he was locked up and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So there and them said when them the juror got court and in trial and all of these things and he was found guilty of bribery, but yet still there he haven't found guilty as far as it association is concerned with Vybz Kartel or Vybz Kartel team and any of that. You understand?
But
But
yeah, wait, so pretty much what I say is like either side, whether the defense or the prosecution, it's still not sure where the bribe did a forward from or where him get the influence from for doing him though.
Yes, but the DPP, they're making it seems like it's for sure coming from Vybz Kartel and their team. You understand what I'm saying? Which that's not the case, because it can also be looked at from the other side of the spectrum that, you know, like with the corruption in Jamaican system, like, you know, people like from the DPP side can want to sink Vybz Kartel, so them could have planned that jury for try bribe the other jury them, and them can say, oh, if them a try bribe we, or if them send somebody for try bribe we, that means a Vybz Kartel them guilty. So it look like say a Vybz Kartel them side it a come from.
Bruce, how much you know about that case there with the juror? You did follow it up any at all?
Yeah, man, the juror get sentenced, man.
No, man, me know same get sentenced, man. But why me ask is, did they find out what was it? Okay, so all right. Let me, why may I ask, you know? May I put something to, you know? Cause did they even find out how he came about with the money where my promise? Cause at the end of the day, you know, why may I say that, you know? What if this was a person, and this is just me reasoning based on what them I say, because them I try to say it forward from cartel side of it. What if this person was just acting off of his own merit? Even if you get what I try to say?
There's no evidence, no proof in no way, shape, or form.
Did they do like say any investigation to say where this man could get 500,000 from? What kind of work him do? Because pretty much what me I try to say is if it's a person where the job where him do, him couldn't come up with that amount of money.
When name Phil, let me see, my girl look him up.
The next thing now is you would have to try to find out. All right, him can't come up with $500,000. So where did he get the money from? So all of them questions that me never follow up the case, you know. So that's why I ask you, because I want to know if these questions were asked or if they were answered.
Truthfully, we don't know if they were asked. And I mean, but they weren't proved. They weren't an investigation for sure. Say, yo, where is it?
Okay, so basically, he got locked up pretty much only because them know say he was trying to
get locked up based on the recordings.
Oh, okay. So then so then in a high profile case like this, and if they then all right.
You see why more. You have to laugh at yourself. You realize more.
I am not a liar, but if me did have to question this person, and them question their first question, I want to ask her if me is the investigating officer, and them something me I go look for. The first thing me want to know is how this man came about 500,000 Jamaican dollar.
Not just $500,000. How he came about offering each one of the other 11 member $500,000 Jamaican dollars.
Exactly.
That would be 5.5 million.
5 million. So how you come about with that? Or even if you don't have it in your possession, how are you going to get it to pay these people? Who is going to give you this money?
That's why, well, I know, you see that, all right. This is why them should just even that's the case. I'm right there and there. You see, just because you can't go through and know if any one of those appellant agree, because you're not gonna know, you know. Because for you know, the madam foreman have accept the bribery, you know.
Yeah.
For you say you're gonna get an idea or know who do the bribery now whatsoever. You have to make the madam forewoman accept the bribery, you know. So yeah, you within yourself a play along, you know.
Yeah, people, we have
that's why. Yeah.
Hold on there, Bruce. We have over 262 people watching. Please like and share the live. whatever platform you watch from, just like and share, please. It helps the stream. I got you, Bruce.
Yes, to the minute them aware of a jury bribe, the trial should have stopped, you know, and them jury they disbarred, you know, from the case, you know, fam. Because when you allow the one juror to go to, say the 5 over there, so, and 4 over there, so they on the jury right now. And me forward to you, Phil, and say, yo, Phil, you're 500,000, you know. Well, let go, God's uncle, let me know. Yeah, that. And you will say, yo, no, me not depend that, you know. You accept it, but you go to the authorities and thing. And the authorities are telling you, say, yo, play along with it, man, and very. You know how tainted me can get easy on the next caller to agree with me? No, what if easy on the next caller agree with me, you know? How that go? How that go? And that the judge argue about mostly, you know?
Not only that, Bruce, even if we disagree with you, just by you bringing up that, brother, automatically I'm gonna make we paying. Like, for example, Gaza uncle, we're gonna say, boy, it look like Gaza uncle guilty for real. So why Bruce would I try bring money into this if he's never guilty? So, you understand what I say? So
Exactly.
either way, that I go paint a negative picture from Gaza uncle. Because if it gets brought to the authority, let's say, boy, you say you're gonna give away 500,000. Me and Phil say, boy, you know, so we're not take the money because we don't want to get caught up, right? And we bring it to the authority. Automatically, we're going to start things say, oh, Bruce, no, say, uncle, guilty. You understand what I say? And that's why my trial pay. We have. So we already have it in our mind, make up say, boy, uncle, guilty, regardless of what they may want to say. And so we are going to vote guilty. So that the judge has said, regardless, either way, like by having a tainted jury on the panel, it will sway the mind. You know, it can unconsciously sway the mind of the other jurors.
No.
And for say hold on, the person said, people, wanna click the X button and follow that for the live chat and click the like button when on there on YouTube. Cause I see the person yesterday I learned that, you see me? Yeah.
Yes.
So don't do that when you not like up the live.
Yeah, man, if you're in the chat and you wonder where the like button is, just click out of the chat, click like, and then you can go back in the live chat. So there should be an X at the top right hand side of the chat. Just click that, come out of the live chat, click like, and then forward back. It don't even take you 2 seconds to do that. Just like up the live. Please and thanks. Yeah, go through, Bruce.
Right. Hold on, let me forward.
Go and talk the easy one. Give me a second. Let me answer a phone call. Hold on. I have to answer the phone call.
Yeah, so as we may say, people, like them already did, like, remember from a long time, you know, the system did want to get out Vybz Kartel. So I feel like, say, yo, them use this as a perfect opportunity for try and sink him. You understand what I say? And as what we have said before Fluid mute, me feel like, say, yo, the jury, I'm not gonna leave go for that point. I feel like, say, the jury wasn't from the defendant them side. I don't feel like it from Vybz Kartel side. I feel like this jury was planted by the DPP them. You understand? I feel like, see, I feed them people that. Because if he forward under the guys say, all right, a Vybz Kartel, them send him for bribe the other jury, them it already got stuck in them head, say, all right, them when they're guilty, if somebody from them side I try bribe we, so them most guilty, and that's why them forward with a guilty verdict. And that's a me stand on that. And as far as where the like the retrial and all of these things, I feel like, say, yo, is an ego thing. Llewellyn a work offer. I just write this or that there. You understand what I say? More feel like say it's just an ego thing because a certain things with Vybz Kartel saying I'm song, and you know, as I say, a large part of Jamaican upper class or upper echelon of the society, them not really take on to dancehall music like that because them feel like the dancehall music is a contributing factors to certain negative things we are going on in Jamaica as far as the crime, scamming, and certain things is concerned. I know say Vybz Kartel is a very, very influential person. You understand what I say? So I feel like say yo, them just I use hold on there. Hold on there. Yeah, I feel like say yo, that's another part of it. I don't want to jump too forward with the reasoning, like I don't know where exactly for we are gonna talk about. But may have some more things I want to say. But I don't want to jump too fast forward with the reasoning.
E-Zone, we have a new caller. Michelle, go ahead. Let me hear what you have to say. Hello?
Your phone mute, Michelle.
Hello?
Yeah, hello, hi. Can you hear
Yeah.
me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi. I'm from London and my parents are from Jamaica. And I think they're setting up Vybz Kartel. I'm sorry. I just think that he's done his time because he's done like 12 years already. So I think they should let him go now.
It is not as easy as that, to be honest with you. Still, we wish it was that easy. He has to go through the process.
Yeah, but I do wish him all the best, and I really hope that he gets out. I really do, because I think that Paula Llewellyn woman, as that other man said, she's like emotional. Do you know what I mean? And I also think as well, like they kind of have to hold on to him because if they don't, he can sue them as well. Because remember, they don't have a conviction on him, so they really do have to go through that protocol. But I hope he still wins anyway.
Yeah, we're definitely all hoping for that.
Yeah.
So Phil, you feel like a large part of this could be politically influenced as well, would I say?
Yeah, definitely cause because I've been watching all the videos because from like years ago, they brought him and Mavada to King House, innit? They were like two little boys. If you ever watched that video, because they was telling them that like you're.
Hello?
Our phone looked like it got a while ago. Yo,
Yeah.
me and somebody said something last night, you know. Yo, no remember from when Cartel I get fight with emergency, we are so far around him.
Yes.
Remember, from you know, so from this, the government can have to Cartel from the song,
Exactly.
the emergency song. Let me
Them
hear
dog
somebody
live
say
better
one
than
time.
with them outrage. Through election a come, temporary rearrange. Remember that did cause. Remember that did cause.
No, I want to have to remember to, you know, and those emergency alone, you know, they were slower songs going against the system. And Cartel did
Gabriel did have a song to run them time too. I look before that I must chop off a PG and
yeah. He never did go do time for that, man. I think.
I believe same Gabriel did go prison, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, Gabriel did go prison for true, man. So people understand even them. Enough people with enough alright. Them song we are talking, not so emergency. Not so much of an emergency, but the Gabriel song, people understand the damage we do to the government at that given point in time, you know, dog.
Yeah,
that's the government taking it upon them and I'm banning, you know.
Yeah, Bobo, I don't know if you want to show your face, you can turn the camera off if you want. If not, you can left it. See, listen me. Before me add it to the stream.
Now Paul Lewin is evil, bro. That's all I mean, no dog. Man, now stop say that, brother. Woman that the devil
Yeah, she's
reincarnation.
I think she's the devil. She's Bigfoot.
Same. What the
Yeah,
hell?
she's Bigfoot because
You
she's
want to go on?
wicked to him.
You
She's
want to go on?
wicked. I like business as well. We're sharing him on in London.
I try to follow what ISAT say. ISAT say we should be respectful at the DPP, so we could keep it on the level there.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, in say just for him client and the other co-accused, let's just keep it respectful.
But
So,
I think they'll do a plea bargain though. I definitely think like he's got to do some plea bargain. I do think that for him to get out, because if they don't get that conviction and he still goes on trial and they get not guilty, he's gonna rinse them. He could take over Jamaica, to be honest.
But if them do him do a play bargain, that I gonna paint a bad image around his name. You understand what I say?
Yeah, which is not good as well, because then he won't be able to travel and then he won't be able to do international shows and be able to be more progressive.
So there's a big downside to that too.
yeah, Bobo, go
But we
through my
pray for him.
Yeah.
Bobo, kind of turn down the TV in the background, Bobo.
Yeah. If you listen on another device, just turn it off or mute it for now.
All right, I'm just gonna switch up the youth them and watch out of there.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so me mute him for now, so you can go ahead and talk. Him gone. Yeah, it look like him click off by accident.
Yeah.
But yeah, I go switch to my phone because I forgot make a quick run on the road. Pick up my youth from school because I'm saying I don't feel so well. So I left the live. I dep on the live still, because I dep on my phone. But if you don't hear me, I thought that's the reason.
Okay.
So yeah, one of those. I try. I switch over. Give me a second.
Do you have a question for us? I lose my chain of thought. Bruce.
That's my number right there. Just call me.
The other one I don't know. Not go through.
I don't know why you didn't get it.
Maybe you did one number wrong. That's
Yeah,
why.
one number probably put in wrong. That's why.
But
No, you got it right.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I'm good.
All right,
I was
pops.
gonna say that. Thank you.
All right,
Because I'll see you. Bye.
All right. Easy on there. Go to me, kill it.
No, so may I ask you, what you think the case you have float off now as far as the DPP is concerned? You feel like say it's just an ego thing I go on right now? Or somebody ego get bruised and them feel like say, yo, them just have something to prove?
No, you have to be honest with yourself. You get the message. Watch everything now. Them say them did have overwhelming evidence. You say it up. So now we have to say what there is the evidence where if we have to wait upon the Court of Appeal hearing, you wait upon the hearing and whatsoever take place within the hearing, if as I'm saying, is a process step by step. We can't go far past the Court of Appeal hearing. I did it, so we have to stick to right now. Because thinking of anything else, say that is a possibility, yes. But the Court of Appeal hearing can dismiss the case altogether easily. You know what I mean? So right now, so she have to go make fair case of if she can make a case for a retrial. At the same time now, Kartel and the defense team are going to make them case for not a retrial. You know what I mean? So in the Court of Appeal, evidence will be argued, what can enter in a court or whatsoever, right there and then in the Court of Appeal. So you see the deliberation now, we don't know want to say, yo, if this can go on or whatsoever can go on, that will happen within the Court of Appeal. when the Court of Appeal made a decision, you know, all right, and say, we can't do that to hopefully, even them, I'll make the decision and say, yo, yeah, man, possibility of when you can find in the jurors, all of them things that come in a play right in the Court of Appeal.
And the next thing I want kind of point out to come here, a lot of people have said that all evidence them can't use back. Like, that's totally up to the Court of Appeal. Like, because I think them are going to
That's up to the Court of Appeal and the Supreme Court.
Yeah, them are
first to the Court of Appeal and then the discussion. The Court of Appeal can say, yes, these things can be used, you know, and then when you go to the Supreme Court and you argue against it now, are two different things that again.
Yes. So the Court of Appeal can say, all right, no, we can't use this, but we can use this. Them can pick up what they want to use or what they don't want to use. You understand? Depending, because them
This one, the Court of Appeal won't decide if it can use or not, you know. The Court of Appeal will look and say if there is a case to retry, that them are going to look for, you know. They're not going to really tell you if it can use or it can't use, you know. They are going to hear your arguments to see if you have a case to retry and hear the defense argument going against that as well. So them, I want to say them not really are going to make the decision right here, you know. As she now, part of the law, I would say, yo, Court of Appeal, we have them type of witness here. We have all of these things. You know, we have the possibility of can get the jury them together. You see me? All of these things we can get together. So that's how everything gonna. You see me?
Jaja.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. But me hear a lot of people that say, with the evidence already in the public space, and a lot of people already made up their mind about, you know, as far as where the evidence is, where the evidence stand, yeah or nay or whatever. You understand what I say? 99% chances that won't be used because the juries would already come in would have come in at the case.
We don't know what the judge are allow in the trial, see me. All of we do an estimate and a suggest, you know, Israel. Or assume at the same time what will be used and what will not be used. None of us are qualified lawyers to really tell us, yo, this not gonna use.
And as far as a statement where she make yesterday, you feel like say that can play a part or that can't bring up because it's really a part of the case.
That case
repeat where's the easy one?
The statement what she make, you feel like say that can bring up in a court somewhere somehow yesterday? Apart like what she has said basically, I say, yo, it's not the first time she really violates certain kind of rights in a sense.
She open up the chance other cases get opened up. That she do yesterday. No? So other cases get looked at.
Because she has said, yo, she and that particular judge, them not new to the system, and you know, another the first them do something like that. Basically,
in this case that get overturned, what she do? So it's the chance that other cases getting looked at, she do, you know. Other people who have been found guilty, you know, should open up the opportunity for them, case they get looked on.
True.
Yes.
Because if they make the appeal to the Court of Appeal at Jamaica, you know, I don't feel like say them are gonna turn it down like what them do for Vybz Kartel 1, because them no want another scandal. You understand? Which I think a lot of these people, them probably not have the money for God the Privy Council, but still, it's something for looking at, as what you say.
Yeah, right, all right. Right now, no when I look through them cases, our case, everything, brother. Them full lock it at them case and everything. You see me? We see if any one of them things they car. Every day you have when they're in prison more time, you know. have to run through your case if you're not, you see me? If you is a man on a pre-road 24/7, you always got to focus on your case and focus on legislation will pass and everything. You see me? I say, see certain things that when legislation pass, this is the next thing that some people need to understand. If legislation pass and time can get take off on certain things, time will be deducted, while they are jail in the East Zone.
True.
You see what I say? So there are a lot of things where might come in play when a man study him case and see certain things him can find the loophole. So with she saying that yesterday, man, I go start look within them case and see if there were juror misconduct. See to the extent that the juror misconduct what happened. But that she really opened up the leeway for her.
So, bro, so let's say she push it and she push for a retrial, right? Does the appeal court have the power to say, all right, seeing as though, Una did mess up and, certain things we should have catch and we never catch, we can say, all right, time serve and let the man them go? Them have the power to do that? Or them have the to say, all right.
They never come to that conclusion easily. The appeal court won't power to them to have a conclusion they won't have to, It's either there is a case for retrial or the man them don't have a case for retrial. And once them don't have a case for retrial, they are free. It's not a matter if time served. None of them shit not take place. You see, if the appeal court forward to the conclusion that there is a case to retry, there will be a retrial. If them forward to the conclusion that there isn't a case to retry, Kartel and then co-accused are free of the murder and all other charges were brought against them. Now, one of the co-accused them are still in a custody because him get sentenced for the next murder.
Okay, so
that's the two things them are going. So it's either the case retry or him free. It's not a condition of say, say them it fuck up and none of that. Not even for a second that in play. None whatsoever.
So basically, what both parties wait for, because I get to understand, so Isaac them wait for the letter from the king for stamp and sign to them, so them can file for bail. And I think
they call a bail hearing.
Yeah,
before even the court of appeal said that the date for the hearing, them can file a bail hearing.
Yeah, and then the DPP them wait for the same letter for say like what them are gonna do going forward as well.
No, she don't make fair public statements, so them are go in the court of appeal for say them want to retry.
No, but me talk about officially. Me talk about like the paper side, like for them officially draft up them filing and whatever they want to do.
All of that could have draft up right now is one. And the courts shall argue that.
Yeah, but she can't submit it until the letter forward still.
She can't submit until the hearing either.
Yeah.
It's not a written thing where you can submit and wait. No. Is me say? The date I got set, you come with a motion, them and all what you say motion, you come with where you come argue about.
He's still in a prison, bad girl CC. Them say the Jamaica prison system, them not have a like, because it's a third world country, them not have the luxury of, separating just, accused or suspect from the regular jailer or prisoners.
Yo, them have to move Kartel, brother. Listen to this, bro. Them have to move Kartel from GP. Only sentence, man, they are GP, brother. Not follow. These are only security protocols, these ones.
So what you say? You
You
feel
see
like
them?
when
Me know each one. Me
alright,
know.
me allow it there, sir.
You cannot be innocent. You have a convicted, brother, for God, GP. When they're GP, you're a convict.
But does that work off away? Buchanan saying no, Bruce.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, they're not going to do that because at the same time, security protocols in place, bro. Them have to protect them clients at the same time, you know. So this is a process that have to take place, you know. You see, when you're in a Central, Unsby, and all of these places, the moment you're found guilty, you have to get transfer, you know. The moment the verdict handed down, and you go back to your lockup, if you're in a cell of 8 people, the prison, the lockup have to locate you in a cell by yourself.
But
Or
Bruce,
other sentence, man.
watch this now, Bruce. But with the sensitive nature of the case, yeah, and all of the scandal and the rumors, them and thing we are going on.
That's again why it is security protocol for not come out and just say, yo, yeah, him moving.
Yeah, but the thing is that him could have just
He's when you see once you understand the law, you know the cartel must move.
yeah, my understand probably them eventually are gonna move him, but may I say for right now, him still the
Yeah, at this present moment, him not gonna move easily. Right at this present moment, him have did it. But him have to move. The court, you think when the court of appeal hearing go on, him can't go to prison? Me I'll ask you that now. You think so that can go on?
Nah, not really, nah.
Okay, so them have to move him before that. Happy.
As bad girl CC, as far as safe.
Brother, I remember saying that is one. The moment the verdict forward down, say cartel them, conviction, quash. Remember, he was on a block, but everybody on the block are sentenced. Every single body. Him not have that no more. The system can't allow that. The prison system cannot allow that. So them have is either them move him to a section of the prison right now where it is heavily guarded or something like that. Him been moved off of the block with him there.
Yeah, right now he's just a what you call it, bros?
Accused.
Accused. He's just an accused.
So him have to move off of the block, which part of the prison, which part of the man them sentence the brother. Half it is one. You see me? Big man thing. When my charger gets found guilty and same thing. But they lock up and man get found guilty. If them have to find a cell and move everybody out of the cell, the empty cell. Sentence man, go on there, so go wait till GP time. So that means that him preacher that no, that is a jailhouse, and the man sentence, and everybody have the lock-up place have to situate that him there by himself. When him a use that him alone a use. When him a come on the block him alone, because everybody else is accused. So flip it in the other way, and the same thing have to take place, bro. You cannot allow an accused to be in a section with sentenced people. It's not possible.
But you know them are gonna drag them foot in moving him though.
He's on. The longer them take to move him, if anything could happen, that is upon GP, upon the system again. Jail and prison is a different road, dealings from road, you know. Yes, they may drag them foot in certain things, you know. But certain things them can't play around with me, bro. May I tell you that?
Bad girl CC, as far as jail or prison concerned, like I don't know if the word CFR is boy, I don't know. I don't know if you want to answer that for your bros.
No, none of them placed in a two safe. None of them. You see me? It's just that we have to know. We have to know. You see, with jailhouse now, more room for fuckery than this. You see me? In a prison, because I never go to prison yet, so I really can't really speak from prison. Big man too. I can't speak from prison. I don't know how prison life is. I don't want to know how prison life is for a second. You see me? Truthfully. The first time I got through remand and them I bring a GP one day for drop off a prisoner. I want me and the police them almost in a war. I don't want to see prison yard. No time. You see me? So, yeah. Akia there, feel again. Let him Akia there. Akia there, he's one drop off my panel and gone. I don't know if you listen to our favorite. So, stating about jail or prison, which one's safer? May I say, yo, prison, because more regulation and everything that they say, isn't it? Akia, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm very good this evening. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. I've been listening in and
Big up yourself, Akia.
yeah, man, all the time. I've been listening in and you've been making some really good legal arguments. You understand? Some of us don't really need to go to law school. It just makes common sense. But I was listening to somebody who was giving commentary who was saying that the law is an adulterous mistress. You understand? And it depends on whose bed she wants to get into. So remember that. All right. So the position really is what I'm trying to figure out is in terms of Vybz being held in custody. We already know that the Privy Council has squashed the conviction based upon based upon the fact that the trial itself was unsafe. They're not saying that there isn't something to be held accountable for, but what they're saying is the process was unsafe, and that is the reason for the retrial. So we understand that. So DPP is arguing that there is still a case to answer. But for DPP to win the argument at the Supreme Court, she has to be able to provide the evidence to the appeal court that gives grounds for the retrial. Okay.
A fair retrial.
A fair retrial. So in considering the evidence, the judges will be looking at that evidence as well. Also, they will be looking at what is already in the public domain. Because if the evidence that they're going to be relied on is already in the public domain, then it doesn't give any credence to the fact that the individuals who will be acting as the jurors will not be already impartial, if that makes sense.
Or of a bias.
It's a bias. It's a bias. So what my understanding is that the reason why Vybz is actually being held is that he's probably pending a bail application, and that has to be brought before the court of appeal, and that is one of the reasons why he may not be released at the present moment. That is my take on it. But currently he is a person being detained in prison as an accused pending retrial, and that is the reason why there's probably a lot of discussions around the bail application process. But he won't get the application before the court until the court actually sets a date, and I don't know if we have a date set or as yet. So that's my understanding so far.
All right, thank you. All I know is say some easy one. For me, 8 times them in I chat on the ear, Akia say, I have been making great legal points. Got too easy.
There's great legal points, but remember, this in the court of law, if it does go to retrial, they will have to convict Vybz Kartel beyond all reasonable doubts. So the evidence has to be in a position to be able to evidence that Vybz Kartel had engaged in the charges that have been put before him and that he has been found guilty of those charges beyond reasonable doubt. There can't be no speculations. There can't be no ifs, no buts. The evidence has to draw a firm conclusion that for the allegations or the charges that have been put before Vybz Kartel, the evidence has been able to substantiate that. And also, because I'm not in Jamaica at the moment, I'm in London. And when the Privy Council made their judgment, I was shocked at how much international coverage that Vybz Kartel actually got. So this is not only just about Vybz Kartel in the sense of the accused. The whole of Jamaica's judiciary system is under scrutiny.
Every scrutiny too.
It's under scrutiny. It's not just under such scrutiny that those who are going to be listening to the appeal are going to be under scrutiny. Remember what I turned around and said, that the law is an adulterous mistress.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, I don't know. Almost a family at that question here. Who was in power in 2008? The PNP or Labour, right? Bruce or Aki, I wanna know.
Say that again for me, bro.
Who was in power in 2008? Was it the PNP or the Labour, right?
But I mean, can't remember so far. Labour, right?
Okay. And Paula Llewellyn is a Labour, right?
She sounds so.
Not this sound, so she's a Labour, right? No, she's the first female that for hold the position, and her position was recommended by the Prime Minister. Usually it's by the Governor General and other committees, right? Public service committees. But also, in order for she get the position where she hold, I think 3 people or 2 people from the appeals court section branch have to also agree. Bruce, I think Bruce have some knowledge about that thing, you know. Bruce.
They never been there before.
Forward there.
Yeah,
The whole thing with Paula Llewellyn, right? And the position what you hold at the DPP, right?
Yeah.
In order for she get the seat where she hold now, somebody from the appeal court have to approve it along with the Governor General and the Prime Minister, right?
No. You have a recommendation.
How that works?
You have a recommendation from
the Prime Minister.
The Judiciary Commission, which is made up of somebody from the Speaker of the House that recommends somebody from the Senate and the President of the remember who are the Judiciary the Court of Appeal. So somebody from the Senate and the Court of Appeal, they would have come together and suggest a name to the Governor General after consideration with the Prime Minister now, as so them appoint the DPP.
All right. But when may I say, if if like for a long while wasn't like Vybz Kartel associate with a lot of PMP associate.
Brother, Vybz Kartel is known PMP associate, bro.
Okay.
No,
So my question is that if it goes back to the main question I'm asked, if a lot of this is politically influenced, because Vybz Kartel have the power to influence a lot of people, and if these people are come from, you know, like a lot of people are from the arms of the labor right, you know, feel so like that can also play a factor into how this play out.
Yeah. Because I remember saying, she the DPP, you know, a fair party put she in a power, you know. And Bruce Bolin then put her in a power in 2008. You know. You get me?
That's why I turned around and just said that the law is an adulterous mistress. That's what you're dealing with. She's the adulterous mistress. You understand?
The PR party extending her reign again.
Yeah, so
when the world Jamaica call for resignation from her.
Yeah, she should be debarred. Because if you're trying to go in
things,
the first in a history.
Hold on there. These things, you see anybody will sit at that level, the highest level from the Judiciary Commission as a prosecutor should be of a non-political bias at all time, you know. At all time, you know. That person should not be of a political party or show them political interest, you know. One of the people in Jamaica know these things. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Somebody say he was arrested by the PMP. The PMP just going up power when Kartel get arrested 2011. You know? The DPP on our case did already a bill. Election just call and win. You know? Remember 2011, good man. Remember good election call 2011. When Mama P win back. Because Sister P did win them time.
Bruce, explain to me the situation where they are alleging that the DTP is basically, it may be an abuse of power where she went into the judge's chamber and had a conversation around whether or not the case should continue when it came to light that there might be witness tampering.
She forward out and state that there has been previous cases in which there has been jury misconduct.
Hold on, Phil, me can play that little part there, but now I'm going to play too much.
Yeah, play, that would be the best thing. Yeah, play. I should hear it. That would be the best thing. The
process now had been corrupted and contaminated, and you advised the judge that you were comfortable proceeding with a contaminated and corrupt process.
This is not the first time that I have had to deal with jury tampering.
And be that as it may, in the exercise of your judgment, why did you not see it fit to bring to an end a matter that had been corrupted?
Remember that these persons, at least two of them, are very famous. So it would have been, as far as the prosecution, when we discussed it, we would have been at the ones at a great disadvantage.
Why one people?
Well, anyway, that's what she said right there, so.
No, man, that's another real the fullness of it.
So
may I find the full thing?
But the point I picked up there is the reason why the rationale for her not to say let's start this afresh is that she's going to be put at a disadvantage. That meaning that she had a weak case.
Mm-hmm. And also she have done it previously.
So previously. She
and the prosecutor on the case. Come and tell me, Sir Jeremy Taylor is for the case, you know. But true, some man want to say, yo, she take it over. Them time my case are going to court. two most high profile cases in Jamaica then. Big man too. So through me know what I go and I say, yo, eh? My man I run me down. She and Jeremy Taylor said I'm not the first them to do it. They have done it numerous times with prosecution, jury misconduct.
Alright, but
That
fine
is
it. I play this, so now listen.
yeah.
The Vybz Kartel Privy Council ruling continue. And this morning, for the first time, the DPP was responding since the judgment came down last Thursday morning. And she was asked by Tonna and Ricardo about the advice she gave to the judge in the trial after it was revealed that there was an attempt to bribe the jurors. DPP having been told that all of your jurors in 2014 had been offered a $500,000 bribe. Why did you not advise the judge that it was probably best to dismiss the jury, which was now obviously tainted?
You see, you are now trying to get me to discuss the matter that I didn't wish to.
No, but certainly this point, DPP, is important because here the law lords are saying you advised the judge that you were prepared to proceed even though you knew that the entire panel, 11 jurors, the forewoman told you, had been offered bribes. Wouldn't that mean in your judgment, DPP, that the entire jury, as the law lords have now found, was contaminated and should have been terminated or discharged?
Well, first of all, I am not the judge.
True, but you gave advice that you were prepared to proceed, and what I'm trying to understand.
You were prepared to proceed.
But why were you prepared to proceed with a jury that was contaminated?
No. All the other factors, that some of which I cannot go into in terms of.
So you were thinking about cost. You were thinking about how long the matter had been going.
Also thinking of security issues. There were a lot of other issues that we cannot go into the public domain. And what our information from the foreman was, what she was saying, was that all of the attempts had to do with acquittal. Clearly, if it had been the other way, we would have, clearly, given the overriding objective of any case, which is fairness to the accused.
Anyone with $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans may qualify for.
Hold on there. Commercial break.
What would have been perhaps planted in the mind of the jurors is, okay, you need to acquit. And remember that these persons, at least two of them, are very famous. So it would have been, as far as the prosecution, when we discussed this, we would have been at the ones at a great disadvantage. This is not the first time.
But with the greatest respect, DPP, that's not persuasive because what I want you to focus on is the fact that the process now had been corrupted and contaminated, and you advised the judge that you were comfortable proceeding with a contaminated and corrupt process.
It's not the first time that I have had to deal with jury tampering.
And be that as it may, in the exercise of your judgment, why did you not see it fit to bring to an end a matter that had been corrupted?
After 64 days of trial?
Isn't the interest of protecting the impartial trial greater than the length of time that had elapsed?
I agree with you on paper, but I have done other cases where there has been jury tampering to the great negative of the prosecution. I have seen cases, I've seen jury inquiries where the juror, having been questioned, it was quite clear that it was either an accused person or an accused person's relative that approached the juror. And the juror was able to indicate to the court that it did not make any difference. He would still be able to have an impartial situation in his mind. I have had the experience. I've prosecuted many cases. And when asked I have indicated that we don't have any problem. So in other words, we are prepared to take our chances and just try to make sure that you have a very powerful address. But this what happened in a couple of the cases I've dealt with didn't happen during summation. It happened before we got to summation. So I have had the experience before of jury tampering. And I have been asked before, what is my view, being the prosecutor in the matter? And even after the inquiry, it's a judgment. It's quite clear that you don't know if the juror is telling you everything about the encounter with the relative of the accused, but you are willing to take the chance nonetheless. So it has happened. I mean, both myself and Mr. Taylor, who was the prosecutor, we didn't drop from sky. It's not the first case that we are both having to deal with. And in our experience, we have had to deal with cases where you have issues arising.
With the benefit of hindsight, do you regret the submissions you made?
You are not going to get me there. You are not going to get me.
So that I hit people. That I hit.
So
After listening that, where your family from listening that?
she took a gamble, and she took a very bad legal gamble, very poor judgment, and Vybz's appeal with the Privy Council has set precedent. So for those cases that she
Hold on the Akia, I mean because there are people at 200 other with there, 300 with there. People, please, we are begging to like up the live for it, please. We are begging to. Yeah, Akia.
So if she has known of cases and has presided over cases where there has been witness tampering and they've still proceeded with the case, and those who were accused in those cases, and if they've been found guilty, I would actually be looking to put in an appeal to the courts based off of what has been sent down from the Privy Council to open back my case to have it looked at. Because obviously the Privy Council have turned around and said, and they've stated and been very clear, that in cases where there is evidence of witness tampering, it does create a situation where you have to question the impartiality of the jurors and whether or not to proceed would allow for those who are accused to receive a fair trial. That's the argument. Does that make sense?
Was on a call a while ago, really. I never to get through yourself fully and think what it has to an extent open the chance with other people or other cases, open them cases and bring it back to the appeal court, all right?
Yeah, that's correct. Because the Privy Council have said it doesn't act in the interest of natural justice if you know that you have a set of people who have been approached or interfered with and still remain as the overall jury to find in a case. So she has said, well, she's known of other cases where there has been witness tampering and they've still proceeded. And if I was
No. She didn't say she have known. She said she personally.
Yeah. So she knows, she's been part of that process.
Yeah, so this is not the first.
She prosecuted.
Yes.
She prosecuted. This case is Jeremy Taylor, the lead prosecutor upon it.
And she and Jeremy Taylor have done cases like this before where they basically violate the defendants' them rights.
And deem it okay.
And that's the point. For those cases where she has overseen as the prosecutor and she's allowed for those cases to proceed, and if those cases have been found those who have been accused have been found guilty, then could you go back and say whether or not that trial was actually safe? And if I was the accused in those cases and I was found guilty, I would be submitting a case to the appeal based upon the ruling of what the Privy Council reached last week Thursday.
Hold on there. In that interview here, what she do? Don't correct me if I'm wrong. I could have swear my ear she said like she dealt with other cases, right? Where jury tampering was went in a favor of the defendant, and the prosecutors them take a big hit, right? And in that sense, she has said she couldn't afford for it happen in this case. Isn't that what she essentially saying?
No, she basically say your cases previously, she take the same risk like what she take now.
Yeah, but basically she has said in one of them cases there, if I'm not lie, in one of them cases she has said where she has said, yo, the prosecutor them never successful in the case. The defendant them end up win the case.
You know if I get that from another
hold on.
When I hear me?
Yeah,
man, we hear it.
Oh, okay. Akia, may I have a question? So based on what she said, that this is something that she's done before, even though she knows it is pretty much malpractice, what do you think can be the ramifications now in terms of our career?
The ramifications could be that those who were part of those cases where she was presiding as the prosecution, and if those who were accused were found guilty, if they open up a case and go to the courts of appeal, and it is deemed that their cases are on trial, then it would question her professional judgment, and then it would have to be brought before the bar and before the law councils to see whether or not she was actually biased or she lacked professional judgment in her ability to give advice around particular aspects in the trial that would ensure confidence with the criminal justice system around the feasibility of having a trial which would be fair and just and in accordance with the law. And so therefore, again, it puts her reputation with a big question mark against it. I told you, as I said before, the law, is an adulterous mistress.
Following, man. Baby girl, tell me, man. Yo, Father Jack. You know, if I told me, I go through the circumstances, bro. Following, and Jeremy Taylor, brother. You have the next local shot, black woman there with the beside of them, dog. Anytime Jeremy Taylor and then I court, and I look at black woman there with them, dog. Devil them, brother. Devil them, bro. Me I tell you, dog. The man never tell me if this is happen to me, no, them are devil. Them are devil, bro.
Mama ask you a question.
But it doesn't make no sense what she was saying. She was saying that the basis of the witness tampering was from the point of getting the jurors to acquit, when in fact the jurors didn't acquit. They actually went with a verdict of guilty.
I feel like we overlook a big part in this. When the interviewer asked her, say, yo, like, isn't the mama play it, right? That's all. Don't listen to this.
But I have done other cases
Hold on.
Isn't the interest of protecting the impartial trial greater than the length of time that has elapsed?
I agree with you on paper, but I have done other cases where there has been jury tampering.
What you get from that, Akia?
She just said she agreed with what? She agreed with what he said.
Yes, on papers, but she had done other cases where she have dealt with jury tampering and she take a different road. So basically, what me get from this, she say, and paper meaning, I agree with you as far as the law is concerned, but I do it otherwise.
Yeah. She contradicted herself. So she knows what the law is, but she didn't abide by what the law ruling said. And she said she took a
Exactly.
gamble. So she said she took a gamble. She said that. She took a gamble.
Jaja.
And Akia, you know, next thing where me don't understand with her, she said she took a gamble, and in the article, it's like she said, if it comes to the point where it comes back, she will deal with it. But when Bert Samuels made reference to it, she pretty much said that she wasn't the one that gave the go ahead. So it's like she's saying things, contradicting herself, lying. She's doing all these things that makes no sense.
So when she had the conversation with the judge, she knew on paper what she should have done, but she took a gamble and went against it.
She just try to throw all of the blame upon the judge at this point.
Yes, but she was going in and advising the judge contrary to what the law requires in terms of making sure that there's a fair and due process, which is unbiased in the way in which a jury is allowed to reach its decision. And therefore, the whole trial was a trial. It's a mistrial. So based on that point, and she took the gamble, fully well knowing what the law said, because she's just said that on paper. She knew that, but she took a gamble to go against it, and she took the gamble, and then it went all the way to the Privy Council, and the Privy Council was basically rubbished her and turned around and said, "You're not above the law. If the law says this is a requirement in terms of executing a fair trial for anybody who is brought before the courts, then it must be applied, not because of your political affiliation or your public standing or your status or your ego." Because if you listen to it, it's about her ego. It was her ego. It wasn't about her trying to present a case which was fair in the way that it was delivered. It was motivated by what? And that's the issue. What was the motivation behind all of that thought process for her to go against the law? It was her ego, driven by.
It has to be ego along with, like, I don't feel like she really care about, like, the defendant. Her objective was just winning the case and win it by any means necessary because of her ego. Because even when the dude asked her, like, hey, like, you can't put like you can't say, all right, because the case are going for 65 days, you're not gonna dismiss this jury, or because the people them in the office them tired and all of this, you go, say, all right, we are gonna still go ahead knowing it's a possibility that this person is gonna get sentenced unfairly, or the outcome are gonna be unfair against the defendant. She really didn't care about that, because she looked on the fact that, oh, we spend like how much time already, we spend how much money already, we can't make this go in vain.
Absolutely. And what she did was to breach everybody who was part of that case's constitutional right to a fair trial. That's what she did. She went against the law in paper and broke the law in respect to the constitutional right for everybody who is in Jamaica and who is brought before the courts to have a fair hearing. So she was proceeding on the fact that he was guilty before proven innocent. And that's all about somebody's ego.
Yeah, in this case, she used her status above the law. You understand? She felt like her status or the position that she holds can override the law or the constitutional rights. I feel like that's what she did.
And so can you imagine how many innocent people are sitting in prisons right about now as a result of them not being able to have the financial backing to even find solicitors and pay, you know, legal fees for somebody to present their case to appeal and even go to Privy Council. So there's plenty of injustices that have probably happened as a result of egos within the criminal justice system, and, you know, innocent people not being able to have a fair trial and not being able to contest that because they don't have the financial backing to be able to pay, you know, for good counsel to be able to argue that point. And that's what Vybz Kartel case has done. It has set precedent because there is a ruling from the higher courts that have gone back to the Jamaica courts to turn around and say, in this case, this is what has to happen. And this will be a case that I feel many in the future will use when situations of miscarriages of justice are being argued in the appeal courts.
And not only that, like at no point she like made any kind of attempt to say, okay, we messed up. You understand what I'm saying? What she's trying to do now, she's trying to play a psychological mind game with the public by saying, you know, or by trying to use, you know, where they messed up at, and for say like her office. I don't know what she mean, by the way, when she said, yo, she not gonna make nobody intimidate her, or you know, the office of the DPP. What do you think she mean by that statement there? Akia.
So basically she doesn't want to incriminate herself. Yeah,
But
that's
she's saying like she's not gonna like let anyone bully or intimidate the DPP office. So who's trying to bully? Who's trying to intimidate? And if so, where's the intimidation or the bully? Or is it physical? Is it like them fear for them life? Or like what kind of intimidation are? Because I'm not see how intimidation even forward this up.
Public opinion to leave that as.
So it's her ego there speaking. So what she's saying is that I don't need to answer to your questions, and I'm not going to be sitting into answering these questions, because if I say something out into the public domain and it's recorded, then later on it could incriminate me later on when I have to give an account for a response to a question that has incriminated me. So that's what she's basically saying. She's not going to be forced into saying something, and then she's using emotive words like bullying and harass and intimidated. Those are very emotive words, and that's because she knows within herself there's let her conscience be her guide. So that's why she's closed. That's why she won't give you a direct answer. These people know the law. As I said, you know, the
Because
law is an adulterous mistress, and she's a very good adulterous mistress.
She was speaking about Bert Samuel's statement about going to trial judge and letting him continue with the trial. Okay.
Go on. Next year they're too far. This year she need to leave the DPP office.
She not gonna resign before next year, man, because she has 63 now. I think she has 64 September coming. Next year, September, as what she said, she resign. She wait for her retirement.
So earlier when we did on the room, I tried to talk to him, but I guess because me get a phone call, it never did allow me to send on to him. So I have to refresh the page. But there is one thing when we want to ask based on something me did hear you say E-zone. Hold on, the client Gaza uncle. Oh no, so based on something when me did hear say E-zone. With no go on talk. Me forgot to me. Go on talk. Me I hold the question so long. But go on talk. I'm not gonna remember it. Go on talk.
What I would like to know, if anybody has that information, maybe not, is what other high-profile cases has she actually presided over where there's been convictions? Because I'm sure that people will be looking over those particular cases, the way that they were actually managed and presented before the courts.
I really don't know.
I guess we have to wait to see in the coming weeks and months to see if any of these people are going to want to have their cases relooked at. Because I don't like there's a lot of eye-opening statements that she made in that
and you know how she kind of twist the statement that what she made too. Because when she used words like bullying, intimidates, and all of these things, she started to make it sound like it's a male against female thing, which that's not the case. Because when you're looking at our comment section or a certain comment, you see like a lot of females are saying, "Don't make them bully you, Paula. Don't make them chat because you're a woman and rare." That's not the case. And I feel like Ada wrote that.
But it's not because she's a female, it's because of her actions. So whether it was a male that did it, it would have been the same thing. It's not because she's female.
Exactly. And if you check the ratio, 70%, 70 or 80% of Jamaica top position in whatever department is held by female. 70 to 80%. So it's not a matter of you're a female and you can't do your job as a female because whatever. That's not the case. I'm gonna feel like she had a road that she had tried twist it based on what we're seeing in the comment section.
Her role is not about her being a woman. Her role is the fact that she holds a high status position as a DPP. The position itself, it's not about who's your gender in it. It's about your professionalism. It's about your integrity. It's about you being able to understand and uphold the law, even if it's challenging and you feel that maybe your case is a weak case, but you're going to allow for a fair and just process to arrive at a conclusion and a decision that holds any outcome of the judgment safe. And that's what you do as a lawyer. One of the things when you go to bar, you take an oath. You have to take an oath, and that oath basically says is that you are not above the law in terms of how you go about your business, because you are not the law. You're representative of the law. And in terms of representation of the law, you must ensure that you comply with what the legal framework says that you have to abide by. So if that means you have to uphold the constitutional rights of those who are brought before the criminal justice system, it says innocent until proven guilty. So if you're innocent until proven guilty, you must ensure that the process to get to the end result is fair and acts in accordance with natural justice, regardless if you're a prosecutor or you're a defender. That's just what the law says. You can't be above it in terms of your own ego. And the law is not about man or a woman. The law is about what the law says in terms of the written statutes and what precedent has said.
It's an unclass and now in the comment section. Him
not
the backstage.
No, he's not. Me check already. May I have one thing to say before I go further. So I don't know if how much a lot of people I don't think going to catch what happened a while ago. So going forward, and this is something I normally used to do. I'm not going to add anybody to the live that I don't know. If I've never spoken with you over the internet or on a live like this, I'm not gonna add you. All right, don't feel no way about it, but just to be safe on my end, and for the safety I'm the platforms when me have and when me work so hard for, me now go add anybody. Because I can't see why you as a grown man, I go say grown people having a discussion and you go add yourself to the platform and put up something like that. Like, why would you do that? And you show your face to make it feel like say you're willing to talk and willing to have a conversation. And then when me add you take your face off of the live and I play them explicit video there. Why you gonna do that? You're a grown ass man. If it was a child, me could understand. You're a grown ass man. Why would you do something like that? Anyway, back to the conversation is one. We don't see it, man.
Phil, screenshot it so someone can post it so we can see it.
No, it I know something we can screenshot.
No, me I talk about him face.
Yeah. Definitely. I'm sure him face. So definitely. But here what me I say now. Based on the question I made I try to remember. You remember when you talk about the part where we were talking about them housing I think it was about housing the jurors or something like that. No, I know the jurors. You just say something pertaining to something what she has said in our statement. You remember what it was?
Nah, so much thing we talk about, man. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, but like, I can't remember exactly what it is. And I remember just now, and just because the brother they found and do me forget again.
The part where she does say after after them like have the trial going for 60-something days.
Oh yeah, that's one thing when we do want to mention too. It's like basically it's like the way she say it too is like, oh, after the trial is going for 64 days, you wanted us to, you know what I mean?
Like, I should put high emphasis on that.
Yeah, so that doesn't matter. Uno make a pen big up yourself long time no see. Uno make a blunder. So uno need to fix it. It doesn't matter. If the trial did go for 128 days.
Yeah, it's like basically what she did saying like 60 days of my time or my attention worth 35 years out of somebody else's life.
But I mean, you talk about the DPP, and we understand the DPP as a role to play in this. But remember, it didn't stop with the DPP. It went to Jamaica's highest court, and they still sided with the original findings of the lower court.
That's where the politics comes in.
Exactly.
So my question, if their ego is bruised, because I'm pretty sure if the DPP ego is bruised, the appeal court the appeal court ego is bruised as well. So are these the same panel that he's going to have to stand in front of again? Are these the same set of people?
Yeah, he's one.
And with all of this, like with the publicity we're surrounded now and all of the ego, and obviously we don't know who on the appeal side. I just parallel Lena do our thing or whatever, and
that can be known, that is public information.
Yeah, we are saying, but we just work with what we know, what we are see are the trending part of it right now. You understand what I say? So you feel like if it go back there, like if you feel like him gonna get treated fairly, if there's such a thing like as far as this case is concerned anymore.
What?
As I say, when the courthouse is one, when things go on in a courthouse, you have to really sit back and watch. It's when arguments and counsel that go against counsel is who can persuade better. You see me? How can make a juror believe the statement better? Truthfully.
I wouldn't be surprised if the DPP will turn around and said they've got new evidence that's come to light that surfaced after the conviction, and they want to bring that before the courts as new evidence to substantiate their claim. So be prepared for that.
And that is a high possibility.
Yeah. So they might orchestrate that they've got new evidence that came about after the conviction anyway, and they're going to rely on this new evidence to present to the case to the courts to argue their position. But my question is, you currently it's election time, right?
Yeah, the election is a call any minute. It have between this year and next year.
Okay, so they probably might stall that out, because if you get a new party in government, wouldn't they then appoint their own kind of like DPPs and their new judiciary?
Our term will up by the time the next party gets in power, or the state party president. So our term is up next year, them say.
So Brenda said, even if they had overwhelming evidence against the accused, they're handling the case with lacking. The matter was treated with malice and not fairness.
You know, that's a fact. That's a fact, easy.
I think they're going to try and expedite this before a potential new government is formed. And then if they appoint a new DPP who will have oversight as to whether or not it acts in the public interest. So there's a lot of politicking and strategic maneuvering around how best to try and get themselves out of this situation, which is a complete mess, to tell you the truth.
Gotcha. And I heard like they're trying the jury board went from 12 to 7, right?
They want to try to pass the legislation then.
Yeah, they'll no longer need.
So what? All right. So me hear that something there. So what does that fix if they do that?
No, that fix say all right. Say if the selection at 12 and there is something going on. Still I say on the same trial, you know.
Okay, no. Okay. No, because okay, because based on my understanding, I thought they were removing it from it being 12 to move to 7.
No, it's again lenient to bring it to 7.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So them can lose up to what? 5 people?
Yeah. That's the reason I'm gonna do. Give them a chance. So if in case they are rare, you see me?
Yeah. Because I think they're trying to go by the England standard.
Well, the Jamaica judiciary system is in part based off of the English judiciary system. So yes, you're correct on that. My thought process around that is, okay, if they get to the appeal court and DPP wins the argument for a retrial based on whatever they present in terms of saying, they have this evidence, they're not going to rely on this evidence because that evidence has already been in the public domain, or this evidence has been classed as being unsafe and it wasn't obtained within a legal framework, and that's around the telephone stuff, etc. And they still win their argument, and the appeal court says, all right, we're going to give you way for a retrial. My question is how can they get a jury sworn in that has had no has had no knowledge of the case.
And are willing to be impartial and unbiased and not coming in with the mindset of, like are, with already the mind make up about what the evidence are, or whether this person is guilty or not. I don't think that's possible.
So Akia, there's the question I want to ask. Did you get to listen the whole thing that she said?
Yeah, I listened to what she was saying, what you just played a minute ago, and just as a layperson, I can just see that her response was one which was I can see that there was a big ego. I called that out. She has no there's no contrition or no remorse in the actions that she's taken. She's gonna stand by what she's been charged to do as
Okay.
the DP.
I'm gonna try to find it. There's something else I want to play, and I want you to listen to it because I want to ask you a question about it.
Yeah,
when
sure.
they were asking why about why they didn't put up the jurors while the case was going on, and she's made it seem like because this is something that this is how they used to do it from whenever she became a lawyer till now. She didn't see the reason why they should have done that. And even going forward, she didn't even make it seem as if this is something that we are looking into to do further down the line, whether I'm in office or not. This is something that we as the justice system is trying to put in place so as to not have something like this happen again. Like, she just made it seem like we are just one little third way. We don't need to do that. Like,
Exactly.
I'm gonna try to find it so you can get to understand what I'm trying to say.
I think even the Privy Council made mention of it, Bruce. Remember the
and hold on, before I'm gonna make you say what you're gonna say, but there was also something she said where she said if they implement that, they won't be able to get any jurors because Jamaican jurors would not want to stay away from their families. And then she even went further to say something as like she giving a time frame of how long it takes the jury to deliberate because these people want to go to their yard. I'm like, what? So it's basically I say them people that just find a verdict based on the fact say they don't want to be here.
And the thing
I don't me soon finished. So the thing what me I say is based on what the amount of information I have, I know the jury works. Like in the States where I live, if you get called up to be on a jury, I think they're responsible to take care of you in terms of pay you. None of them up here the same amount you make at your job, but you get paid, and also it's not something that you can literally back out of. Like if you get called up to do it, you'd have to like have a good excuse not to be there.
Exactly.
See?
It's the same thing here.
But they're making it seem like when they ask people to do it, it's like the people have a choice to decide, okay, me no want to do this.
No.
So I'm going to find it so me can kind of give you guys a better understanding of what I'm trying to say. Because me no want word it wrong. So me try to find it. Give me a second. I'm gonna go on reason.
To continue with what Phil just said, Akia, she even continued by saying, like, when she talked about the 65 days, she continued by saying, like, the people in the DP or workers in the DPP office was tired because of the length of the case. So she basically couldn't afford for the case get through a retrial. So she just make everything go on and she take the risk and, violate the rights same way, regardless of the outcome.
But the judges, the Privy Council said it wasn't about time. It wasn't about resources. It wasn't about if people wanted to go to them yard and go to them bed or go eat or go sleep. It wasn't about that. It was the process in terms of ensuring that there was a fair trial. That's the argument. Even if it took 365 days, the whole argument is that everybody has a constitutional right to a fair trial, and that should not be just discounted because the length of the trial period, or the Privy Council just rubbish that. But I don't know if Bruce is there, but there was a point which I didn't quite capture in the Privy Councils. I didn't get to hear all of it in its context, because they did say that there is an element within the Jamaican law that needs to be built on to capture the issue of ensuring that a jury can be discharged when there is evidence of witness tampering. There was something that the Privy Council actually alluded to say that there was something that wasn't in effect at that time, and that they need to go back and they need to address that. So I think that's the point that you're making.
I think I know what you're talking about. In a case like for cartel, they can't go below 11 jury. If they went discharge that jury, the case would have automatically mistrial.
Yeah, because
that been at the time, you know.
Yeah, that would have put them to 10, because remember before that somebody already did left, you know, them they discharged one of the jury before that. So that
it no matter what listen, man, what may I try say, them can't go less than 11, Bridget.
No,
no matter who discharged them.
You're right, you know, Dirty Cup. You're 100% right with what you're saying. You see what I'm saying? But this is where they might try to change that now. I thought they might try to change now, you know. Going to go less than 10, you know. So to where them can bring it to 7. You hear what I'm saying now, Cup? So you're 1,000,000% right with what you're saying. If them go below 10, you're going to have a mistrial.
I think them change it now, you know. To suit themselves. Because here what going on my youth. You have to, all right. What me want to know now? Paula Lewin position, you know. People understand, you know, she a director of public prosecution. What forward under that? Does the prosecutor them no judge no cover? She not covered.
No,
she not responsible for the judge them.
No, she can't. No, she.
All right, no. All right.
Lie, and she can take over any case or intervene in any case as she see fit.
No, Brethren, she can't take over any case. But check this out.
She can intervene as she see fit.
You have to remember, saying, you know, Paula Lewin is basically a liar a liar, you know, my
youth. She's a liar for the state.
For the state, you know. Paula is a liar for the state, you know. You have to remember that, you know, my youth. All right, now, when she give they give our opinion to the judge, you know, my youth, to the court, you know, is as a liar for the prosecution, you know, my youth. You have to remember that, you know. The ultimate power lie with the judge, you know, my youth.
Yeah, but she has said another first, not the second, not the third time the judge them asked for recommendations from her.
You don't understand what me I try to say, my youth. That not important, my. What me I try to tell us is
the decision really lie with the judge, you know. The decision, everything lie with the judge.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And the judge would have to make the decision to say, yo, rare.
Yes, I agree with that. 100%, 150% on the right. But also, it seems like to me, like the judge, some of the judge them, I don't know if them a friend or them, you know, them cool like that, but them seems to rely heavily on what she thinks and go with what she thinks at the end of the day. Even though the ultimate decision lie with the judge, it look like say, yo, them work off a lot of stuff what she said.
Let me ask you a question, dog. Where you born and grow, my youth?
Dirty Cup. Cut the
You ever hold on, but as I said it, you ever go a court at my youth on a police ticket, my youth?
No.
Your word that you think your word don't mean nothing in a court, you know, if the policeman say I speed, you know, dog.
Yeah, Jamaica, yeah.
I saw Jamaica running there, so I don't know one. Yeah, but enough.
I'm not
I'm
support
try.
us running, dog. Dog, I'm not support us running. Me know when you come tell him and them say, wait, I'm not support us run, dog. No, don't take up. Probably traffic court. Listen to this, huh? Probably traffic court runs so. But the Supreme Court of Jamaica, brother, with me going up, brother, you move up police. Say, judge, move up police.
Yeah, man, judge move.
And liars.
Judge move up. Judge move up police and liar in the same traffic court where we them are out. Cause them man, cause a big liar for big ban with them money.
Exactly. So no matter after.
Okay.
We're against my word. And also the Supreme Court work. I really council operating at them place and talking. Council,
yeah, what me I try to say, forget justice, my youth. It's all about your representation, my youth. Cause if cartel let us spend money, we not hear some of them things, my youth. Them things are going every day, my youth. Them things are everyday occurrence in a court.
No, but how much light shine on them things? Them things are going every day. How much that your friend them you know say the courthouse, I know the injustice of the jury system. I know nobody where you know from Master Road friend from around the road. They so yeah man, you remember Master Road son man, they bring him to jail and much of them there. No,
but out in the public, I just like family member, I like me who have a brethren.
When I actually say, you know, this bring the light to it.
Nothing, but anyway, you know, I give DPP too much power, my youth. The judge there one corner right now. You know, it's like everything.
Brother, him done this bar piece. If he say in practice, him do malpractice in a dirty cup. He never wait the next day. On March 14, him retire now. On the 15th, you know. Look at that. Him never wait the next day. 2014, March 15. What I tell you, say, him know the pressure. Him know the pressure will go forward. Once things reveal, so he make sure 10 years earlier take for himself.
And here one now, me here make it to be out like it's a political ambush by some labor rights. Regine, so Peter Bunting a big labor right then, my youth.
No, that's the case we just say that.
Well, I know. He's one instead of to say about Peter Bunting.
Remember, all right. So what you want to say when Peter Bunting they go overseas and I tell the man song about this and that. So you know, he said that the prejudice the prejudice case in some form of way.
But Peter Bunting go overseas have to do with cartel getting locked up.
Virgin, what all right. So what Paula Lewin and whosoever appoint him have to do with him get locked up, my youth?
I share the DPP by the case, share the director of public prosecution. And them angle the case.
And as she breach him rights, dirty cup. It
has she breach him rights
to do with the
when we are talking about politics, you see this now? Now you come like, move with your labor rights self, dad. I'm telling you,
man. Hear this someone, man. Yeah, no, hear this someone, man.
So labor right power.
So me ask you a question now. So when Izon say what I say, okay, all right.
No, mess up.
Nah, go on with it. Izon, when the man go on with him labor right self, no dog. I'm telling
I just say politics play a part in it. We don't care about PNP labor right, or blue right, or green right. We just say politics or political factor play a great deal in this case.
When we are talking about political, we are talking about from she, Paula Lewin getting her space and being in there, see me. It has to do with political influence. Is that a lie?
We don't know no my youth, with the evidence.
Oh, no, you don't know. Okay, you see the labor right now still?
You have to present evidence in my youth. Me not yapping in my youth. If you have evidence, show me. Right?
Okay.
If you have Yo, we all know say, listen man, we all know say commissioner of police, commissioner of police, DPP, and most of them think they are political appointments, them my youth.
Well, so
we all know that.
No make the lady gone there and me find it sitting where I want to talk about.
Aki, dirty cup, man. Dirty cup in the Aki,
me put it up and play it.
Labor right self. Watch the next labor right then I chat. Go on the labor right.
Hey, Bruce, my making people them things they are labor right. A PNP a fight labor right.
Me a PNP. These are the voice of Bruce and Bruce only, not Phil Reggie on the platform.
Calm down there, Bruce. Let me play that something.
And everybody will be able to hear what the arguments on both sides will be. And when the judgment is delivered, I am sure the judges, given the circumstances of this case and given especially the fact that it is a Privy Council instruction or directive for the issue to be considered by the local court, they will give their judgment in writing.
And
so everybody will be able to see it.
And coming out of this matter now, DPP, a lot of conversations surrounding jury management in Jamaica now and the way forward. What do you make of jury management, the system now, and what could be done to make it more efficient?
But first of all, it's funny, but I recognize, especially when I was in London the other day and just even speaking to maybe other DPPs in other countries, that you cannot avoid looking at the local culture of a particular place. When I saw the Beaches Stout matter recently, the Everton McDonald's, and here again you had a case where trial was some 5.5 months. This is highly unusual in Jamaica, but increasingly we have been prosecuting more and more complex cases. And may I put in a plug and say that Jamaica is probably the only Caribbean country that where the prosecutors in the DPP's office consistently prosecute our own cases and appear in the Court of Appeal. If you go to several other Caribbean countries, these complex cases are farmed out to members of the defense bar who are made special prosecutors to try to do these matters. But our expertise, sometimes no matter how young our staff is, and our office culture is for us to do our own cases, no matter what the risks are, no matter how dangerous they are, no matter how complex the issues. And that's a good thing, because we build up a capacity to do these cases. Now, in Jamaica, Jamaican jurors like to be able to go home to their home every day.
So this is the part more on to listen to. So you see how she has stressed the part there about they like to go home. Like, it is your civic duty, if you are a juror, to do what you need to do. It's like she's making it seem like they have a choice to go home. Like how I know how it was explained to me about jury duty in America. If you get called up to do it, you have to just do it. If you don't have yeah.
That's a mistake right there, son. You can't think about America, cause I'm all right. If me have jury duty on my own, it's like a paid time off for me, you know. Me still get paid for my job, you know.
Yeah, but somebody I asked the question earlier.
Same thing in Jamaica, don't pick up. Same thing in Jamaica.
But she is making it seem like the people have a choice. When
they can do I'm feeling to not even to further on play where she gonna say. But they can't sequester. I mean, I remember the word, but sequester or accoster the juror. Where them people going to hotel.
Yeah, but no, at that no, she go explain why they didn't need to do that and why they don't do it. Them not do it at Jamaica. That's why me pull up the part because more here where Akia go say about it. Because she seems to have an understanding of the law. So more to hear what she's going to say.
So the thing is about acting in the public interest. And so in complex cases, it's important to make sure that the jury is supported to feel that they're in an environment where they can feel safe enough to hear the trial and to come at a decision without any interference. And that means that the prosecution should put in measures to make sure that the jury are supported to do so. I've done jury service, and you are compelled to have to go. It's your civil duty to do that. So if you're called to act as a juror, you have to go unless you have exceptional circumstances, and you have to produce evidence of those exceptional circumstances. Because if you refuse,
you can't lose your job either. Your job has to allow you to go.
You have to, but also the judge can hold you in contempt of court. You can actually go and serve a 30-day prison sentence for being in contempt of court. So we have that provision over here. In complex cases, they will put you in a hotel, and the judge will give you instructions that you're not allowed to leave the deliberation room, that you will be escorted to your hotel. And in very high profile cases, you will often have police presence to ensure that the jurors are actually protected.
Okay, Akia. I'll hold some of that thought, because she's going to talk about all of that, and she's going to say why she don't. Because it's basically, at one point she said, I don't see the point of sequestering the jury, providing security for them when the country is so small, and you can, which much I say, people can't find anybody. So if somebody want to hurt the juror, we can't stop that. And I'm like, what this lady, yo, I have to listen to it, because she said some things in that something away. Me still can't understand. So she literally said them things out of her mouth. But me go play it. Me couldn't hear, because me don't want to put my words to it to make it seem like I'm me I say.
That's my take on it. And I find sometimes you have attorneys, and everybody can have an opinion. But whenever I hear attorneys talking about sequestering a jury, which, just to explain to the public, is where whether the case is 1 week in duration or 3 months in duration, I think they have it in some places in the American jurisdiction. You would be from day one be put up at a hotel, so you would not really be able to go home. That, I know, would not be popular here. You probably would never get a juror to serve. And whenever I hear attorneys talking about it as something that we should adopt, when I look at who the attorney is.
So you hear what she said?
Hold on there for it.
People, like it.
Hold on there for it. 300 other way there. People, please, on the live.
They like up the live, people.
The live, people. Please.
Like the live. So you want to see what me I talk about when me just say a while ago? She make it seem like these people, when you get called up for jury duty, you have a choice into decide if you want to. If them sequester you, like you have a choice. You say, yo, all right, let's not even go that far. It's like you have a choice to say, yo, me not do no jury duty, because if me go up on the case, me can't stay away from home for so much days or whatever. Like, come on.
But how many cases go on for 60, 100 days in Jamaica? They're very small cases. They're not the majority of cases.
And she also just said that too. So that's why I say, me not see why them have a problem with sequestering the jury.
So the issue here is when you have complex and high profile cases that could go on for a long time, it's about vetting your jurors. So she can't just make a blanket statement to say that Jamaicans are of a particular persuasion where they want to go home and spend time with their family, and they wouldn't do that. You're not giving the Jamaican population or the Jamaican Jamaicans the opportunity to say whether or not they will or won't. You're just saying you're not going to do it because this is how Jamaicans are, which is it doesn't serve right with me, because when you're pursuing justice, it's by any means necessary. So if you're going to have a case which can go on for 30, 60, 95 months, it's about how you vet your jurors and how you then have them informed about what the complexity of that case is about. So I don't buy into her argument, because there's cases that I have known of here in the UK. And I mean, we have different resources and, you know, finances and all of that kind of stuff to be able to accommodate that. But in the case of pursuing natural justice, it's not time bound.
Yeah, let's continue with the rest of that.
Before you
move on, what you have to give her credence still enough. She was talking about culture. Maybe she not talk about the culture of the people. Maybe she talk about the office culture with for them thing. Okay,
but
that she talk about.
The culture doesn't bend the law, Dotty Cup.
Yeah, hold on. We still want to hear what she have to say, but let me answer this person. Tracy Williams is saying they don't have that process in Jamaica. It's not that they don't have it, it's that they don't practice it. You need to listen and understand. Secondly, you're saying the juror was trying to get a not guilty verdict. So what is the argument? The thing is, if they had done what we are talking about, they should have done this. What you just said a while ago wouldn't be a problem.
And the argument is that
So
they
just
violate
please listen to understand, please.
Yeah, the argument is that they violate the constitutional rights.
So let's play the rest of the video.
Invariably, it is not an attorney who has an active jury practice where they appear before the jury a lot. So for example, in England, I will say, they may have a situation where if the matter is very complex, 3 months, 4 months in duration, the trial, the judge is going to sum up for 4, 5, 6 days. Maybe they may have a situation where they sequester, perhaps at the end of the day, because they expect the jurors to stay out for a day or many hours. In Jamaica, and I've been practicing for some 30-odd years, and I love appearing before the jury, the jurors don't usually stay out longer than 1.5, 2 hours. If they go over 2 hours, that is in the exceptional case. In the Beaches Stout case, Turner and Ricardo, for a 5.5 month case with summation lasting 5 days, the jurors stayed out for 1 hour and 3 minutes. That is part of the local practice in Jamaica. Jamaican juries make up their minds pretty quickly, and they don't stay long. Once they have made up their minds, they have discussed the issue. That's a part of the local culture. So persons who don't practice before the jury very often wouldn't really be aware of that, because they wouldn't be able to. So one has to be careful.
But don't you have a concern? Don't you have a concern that the practice, as you call it, of allowing them to go home and return each day, that exposes them to the kind of if they're away from
with the greatest of
yeah, only listen that part. Yeah, this is the part where have my jaw them drop.
respect.
No, but may I finish the question? May I finish the question?
All right.
At least, reasonably, I'm assuming, we'd have some kind of police guard to secure them if they're in a hotel, as opposed to, traveling on public transportation and have the kind of sinister interference that we saw in the case that's before us.
Very big assumption, Ricardo. Let me
but shouldn't we guard against the possibility, though?
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Ultimately, and I say this for the public, but I have always been a proponent of the jury system.
Mm-hmm.
I've always believed that, given the importance of the jury system, that we should not abolish it. We should have a hybrid. You have some cases that are tried by a judge alone. You keep the jury system. We are a small country,
right,
Ricardo. And as far as I'm concerned, once you have people moving around the jurors. Unless, whether you're at a hotel, you have the persons who will be serving them their breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You have other employees at the hotel or the guest house. You have even the police officers who are supposed to be there guarding them. Once you have people, this is a small country. If people really want to get to a juror, then they can, as far as I'm concerned.
When you hear that, people? When you hear what the woman...
She not lie still, you know?
Brother, she not fi say that.
She fi keep it secret.
She been, brother, it's pretty much she tell us say every Jamaican is corrupt, bro. That's a basically where she
police them corrupt.
Well, hold on, man. And let's listen and we not joke out that something. Seeing? Remember, I know she said police there, the people who are gonna serve your food, your railway, whatever. So she basically said, what is the purpose of us trying to protect you? When basically, if we even try to protect you, when have we ever heard of something like that happening where police are protect somebody and people go try to hurt them knowing that police is there?
But that she's missing the point. The trial, the issue around the witness tampering was that there was a member, the person was in the jury. The person was a member of the juror.
Yeah, a spouse. One of the police, the police are sold up for spouse.
Yeah, so the person who was interfering themselves wasn't somebody giving them breakfast or somebody driving the minibus or somebody cleaning the courthouse or somebody passing by. The person was sitting as part of the jury team. That's the difference. That's not the case. That's not the argument.
Literally just exposed that Jamaica is a corrupt society, and that me get from what she just said. She's literally owning up to that. Even the people, she pretty much even put the people working at the own justice system, the police. So you're pretty much she pretty much I tell we say she can't find a group of police that is trustworthy enough to guard some juror where them now where somebody can't get to them for persuade a juror or say for instance if somebody want to hurt them, the police them can't protect them people. That this woman that try to tell we say this woman just ability, bro.
Yo, but Fury, then why she start? Remember, say when she start out before she reached that part of the statement, she talk about the culture, you know. So why would she put that tonight? Why would she say the culture, this and that?
She's not talking no sense because if you go to these big hotels, right? To even get past security sometimes is even difficulty, even if you're a person staying in the hotel. There are means and ways of protecting people. And so that's not an excuse and for them to turn around and say, even if you put them in a place, there's other people that can interfere with them. If you've got a high profile case, you do a risk assessment and a risk evaluation. And in that risk assessment and evaluation, you put in measures to mitigate against that risk. Even if that means you taking one part of a hotel where it's cornered off and nobody can go there, then that be the case. But for you to turn around and just say, okay, there's a certain practice within the culture that says that Jamaicans don't take the judiciary system serious or the role of being a juror serious, is undermining those who are actually acting on behalf of Jamaicans as being citizens. And I think that's really arrogant of her to actually come out from that point.
And to add to that, it's basically like these people are going home every single day, right? That I feel like that that even more give them the opportunity for more people to intervene with certain things, are, you know, more like, because if you did have them in a hotel, at least you would have minimized the risk. And that basically
care to me said to her. And if I go back, if me go back go play at that is what the presenter go ask her. The guy will ask her the question, he's gonna ask her. So even though it is a possibility that can happen, why don't you guys try to minimize it? And she just not give in to what the brother try to ask to tell her, bro. So if
she does a beer lie herself, my youth, you know, realize that. A bunch of word salad in the too, you know, whatever make no sense, you know.
Yeah, but hold on to not dirty cup. But if this is how our country deal with justice, we have an even bigger problem than we think. Because you hear what she's saying, no, I've been practicing law for some 30 odd years, and this is how it has been done. So it's like nobody is trying to change nothing, bro.
You don't know no better, my youth.
Justice system hasn't evolved from the 30 odd years where she started till now. Like, yo, the more we reason about them, the more we see how backward our country is, bro.
I've been in courts where the judges directed the jurors to go back because they've come out too quick. And the judges...
Okay, I'm glad you touched on that one day. She was even making a joke of how quick these people come to a verdict and still saying Jamaican jurors, they don't take long, because pretty much what she has said is them people that want to go there, so they could care less.
And she feel like every time she say it justifies the means of the matter, it makes it okay for, you know, the system to be like that.
Bro, like, what is this lady, bro? And the thing about it is, bro, people listen these things and nobody is really talking about it, brother. But they would rather talk and say, oh, Kartel if you rot in a prison and like this is bigger than Vybz Kartel, and we've been saying that.
I think it goes to a point where, okay, about access to justice in terms of representation in the courts, and you know, some people not getting a fair trial, because we're talking about maybe the prosecution on in some instance, but you have some defense lawyers who do no justice to the case and do poor representations for their clients, and it's all about money. And if you are a person that doesn't have the means to find good representation, and you have to rely on what you can afford, and that person is not interested in really pursuing the law in the way that we would expect them to do in terms of fighting your case, you're defeated from the beginning.
May I finish play this still, cause this me baffled right now.
Because it comes down to the integrity of the jury, and which is why I was so congratulatory and celebratory of the jury in the Beaches South matter, because they stayed together in terms of coming to court every day for 5.5 months, and so committed and filled with integrity and knowledge of their duty. None of them dropped out, and we were able to finish with all 7 with no incident.
And next thing again, here what she just said a while ago, none of them dropped out. So the more she talks, it seems like when you get called up to do jury duty in Jamaica, you have a choice. I mean, need to do some research on that part there, because I don't know if anybody here knows the facts. But
the only thing can make you accept.
Hold on now. You know how much jury she does say? Not 7.
7.
Yeah.
That Beaches South. Okay.
Them change. But anyway, the only thing can accept you when them.
What may I say is, she just saying, no, they all stood together and did their duty, and none of them dropped out. So pretty much she has said they had choice to leave, but they stayed.
So they couldn't find 12 people, my youth.
No, I think them changed the system to take up. But
that may I say, but you have to start at 12, my youth. So if they don't have 12, then go to.
I don't think you have to start at 12. No.
Yeah.
Me, I forgot to do some research on this, because me want to know the information. Yeah.
But the only thing can accept you is like mental issue or
No, we're not talking about in the US,
no, but even in a Jamaica, mental issue.
But bro, no, what I am saying in a E-zone, based on from the start of the conversation pertaining to this very topic where she talked about, the juror topic, she keeps alluding to the fact that it's like you have a choice. Because if she ever said none of them dropped out, like why would they drop out, or how could they drop out until the case done?
Like you got school, and I said, why I'm not feel like got school?
Yeah, like it's like pretty much she has said that people them have a choice.
So the case that she was quoting, do you know what that case was about?
It was it's a
murder.
It's a murder.
Murder case, said Raymond.
It's a murder case where he was on trial for killing his wife.
Okay, and what was the background around that? Because you've got to put things into context as well. Because why was that case so important to them? And in addition, what support? What support did the jurors have to be able to stay together? You don't know what support that the jurors had to stay together, whether they were put in a hotel or we don't know. I don't know the context of how she's arrived at that statement.
I don't think they were, because if I rewind, she said they came to court together. So obviously
every single day.
Place. Because let me carry it back a little bit and play it. Hold on.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Ultimately, and I say this for the public, but I have always been a proponent of the jury system.
Mm-hmm.
I've always believed that given the importance of the jury system, that we should not abolish it. We should have a hybrid. You have some cases that are tried by a judge alone, you keep the jury system. We are a small country, right, Ricardo. And as far as I'm concerned, once you have people moving around the jurors, unless, whether you're at a hotel, you have the persons who will be serving them their breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You have other employees at the hotel or the guest house. You have even the police officers who are supposed to be there guarding them. Once you have people, this is a small country. If people really want to get to a juror, then they can, as far as I'm concerned. Because it comes down to the integrity of the jury. And which is why I was so congratulatory and celebratory of the jury in the Beaches Stout matter. Because they stayed together in terms of coming to court every day for 5.5 months. And so...
You hear what she said? They stayed together in terms of coming to court. So obviously they weren't housed together.
Phoebe.
Yeah.
I can answer a question. Which one would you think will be more dangerous? Allowing the jurors them are not even say just dangerous, but someone able to get to a juror. Allowing them to go home every single day, or having them in our hotel where you isolate them from people where them on the guard.
No, in a hotel, bro. In a hotel.
No, so which one more easier to get to? The juror. Which one?
No, when they're home, brother. Because majority of people in Jamaica don't drive. So these people some of them will take public transportation too.
And 90% chances if, like, let's say a jury and Vybz Kartel case, let's say them live at X, them neighbor know because they go home, talk to them family about it.
But well, I know,
talk to them neighbor and friend about it.
And so what you think of now? Say for instance, a woman dep on the jury, when she go home and lie down side of her husband and say, boy, quite exciting today because this and that, and she tell her man, what you think him go do? When she gonna jury duty, a man in them, I say, you know a case where I go on where them Beaches Stout killing woman. You know, say for me wife I want a jury upon the sitting and word just start spread like wildfire. Like that not supposed to happen, bro.
Exactly, come me I go
Especially a
call
high
you
profile
or
case like that.
me I go call you or Bruce and say, boy, you know say Ray. Ja, no. And
So hold on, Fury. What about a spouse go home and discuss it discuss the case with the other spouse and form them own opinion? Have nothing to do with the evidence, you know.
Then
That can go on to, you know.
All right. You have a valid point, bro. You have a valid point. That is another valid point to that. All right. You remember what I don't know if you did how long you did there when I was saying there are a lot of times where you will have your own opinion on something, and just by talking with somebody else that is of the knowledge of what you're talking about, them can sway your thought process, you know, based on where them set, you know, you might look at it from a different angle, you know. So where you just say a while ago, is a
yeah, I
valid.
told my youth. Yeah, man. Cause you, like, if me have a girl now and she dey funny and she attack, I say, oh, what when this bounty, you know, pussy that. You understand what I say?
No, I understand what you say, bro.
People do think like that, my youth, and form their opinion like that, my youth.
For the person with the backstage RR, me nah add nobody that I'm not acquainted with. No disrespect. Something happened on the live earlier where me can't afford to make that happen again. To protect the integrity of my platform them. So don't feel no way. It's not against you, but just to protect myself. Nah add anybody else to the live.
The next live tool you need for set up a WhatsApp calling.
No, remember say a WhatsApp me used to use, you know. But me just for the sake of this now, me just do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fury have been mix about around everything, man. Even that should not
everything, you know.
Yeah, man.
So me can do that. But that me I go do still. So you see, like people like Uno when me used to, me add Uno upon this, and then anybody want call in can use the WhatsApp number. Cause what the brother they do earlier, bro. Dog. Me not even do it.
Next time we discuss him. I follow loving time, man.
The rest of the video.
Committed and filled with integrity and knowledge of their duty. None of them dropped out, and we were able to finish with all 7 with no incident. And that is a great thing for the civic duty, Jamaica. Remember, Ricardo, and perhaps I shouldn't say it, but it's a matter of public knowledge. I have seen it happen. I've been prosecuting cases. I've been prosecuting a case, murder and wounding with intent. And overnight, I'm eliciting evidence from a witness who was wounded during the murder of the other person. And the police called me in the night to tell me, Miss Llewellyn, the witness just called me. He hasn't finished his evidence to say that the accused man who is in the dock called him from prison to beg him not to give any more evidence in the case. So if you have a situation where persons, they can be out on bail, they are in custody and they have access to phones, people know people. People live in communities and know people. People work here and they may know people who know other people who know the accused or who are sympathetic to the accused. We are in a small society. And, you know, you cannot ever, I think, in a small society like Jamaica, necessarily totally safeguard that. You go back.
But you certainly can limit the chances, though, for the tampering.
Yes, but if you're going to sequester, I'm saying, even the local culture of Jamaicans, if you are going to sequester a jury for 3-4 months, you will never get a jury to sit.
Hold it there for us. Hold it there for us.
On the ear that again.
So means you will never get a jury.
Hey, she's stubborn, no blood clots still in her.
Bro, this is another point where she has it's still a show me say in Jamaica you have a choice if you want to be on jury duty or not. I'm about the 4th time now that she says something where make me believe that. So me, as I say, I have to go do my research and reach out to some people and ask them what are the procedures of jury being selected for jury duty, and if you do get selected, what you can and cannot do. Because
Sorry.
One second. People are 400 and other whether you please share the live, subscribe if you're not subscribers yet, and like, please. Like. That's the only thing we're big enough to do. Like the live. Yeah, Akia.
So just a question. In Jamaica, do you do courts by video link?
I'm not
sure. As in, when it's a course by video link, as in an accused being a different place. Yeah. But I say yeah.
Yes, so like for instance, in high profile cases where security might be an issue, instead of the jurors having to be in the court as such physically, you can have a video link where you have the jurors that can actually
never see that. Never see that yet.
So those are the things that you can actually anonymize the jurors from public public viewing by using the video technologies. To one, you can still have the jurors present via video link, but nobody would see who those jurors are, if that makes sense. Only the accused, the prosecution, and defense, and the people that need to see who those jurors are. But
they only see them when them select the jurors them. I want them select them on the trial, I go on the court wouldn't see them.
Yeah, so the court wouldn't see them, and everything would have been through video links, so that the jurors are not out in the public domain, but they still part of the process. Everybody gets to see who the jurors are, but they're not in the public domain. That these are things that are forward thinking in. And you'd use that in very high profile cases where you think that there might be a risk to the jurors. It's just a thought. I'm not too sure if Jamaica is actually progressing with that kind of
you see that word the way you just used a while ago, progressing. Jamaica is more backtracking when it comes on to any form of process, as in the judicial system. Always a backtrack. That's all them I do. If you see a trial where at the given point in time it was the longest trial, why you wanna do these things? One, if you say you fear for the jury, as we said, use the video links. Because at the given point in time, 2011 and towards 2014, where I'm found guilty and get sentenced, you know, a lot of things them could have do, as in sequester the juror, them could have do that. Them could have put them up for 2 months. Them could have paid the people them in a hotel, but yet still, them don't want to do that. The incompetence make them feel like, say, yo, it is okay. No, for the 65 day, the jury, them going home every day. The mindset, the thoughts, the influence of them juror they get from outside. With the case being public knowledge also. The spotlight was shine upon it. Where you think the influence of being evil before they hear everything in a court? Where it fit with them family when they do them things?
It's a high profile.
Bruce, we can ask you a question. Hold on, Bruce. Bruce, more answer that. Bruce, what time court adjourn? Like 4 o'clock, right?
Yeah, 5 o'clock. Court adjourn.
All right. So that means we can see at least one or few of the jury them they reach home to see 6 o'clock news and 11 o'clock news again, you know. Plus the internet, you know.
News at 7 o'clock. I was news from 7 or 8 at Jamaica, you know.
All right. So, okay. Yeah.
9 out of 10 them want to see both news.
They see both news. I watch all of the opinion based radio show. Listen to opinion based radio show.
That's again right.
When the jury them open to things, hearing things like Vybz Kartel commit 900 murders and all of them things, what you think are gonna happen?
I think there's some ground rules that the jurors are put to them that they have to comply with, which is that they're not allowed. They're supposed to not listen to the news or read newspapers, and that they do set some parameters for what the juries can do.
When the leniency, Akia, one is one. with the leniency of you letting somebody be in home and you know, can't program certain things, and that's what happen, you know. Then
Yeah, I totally
the
agree with you.
allowance of
I
them
agree
getting
with
the
you,
chance,
Bruce.
and that's what happen.
I
You
agree.
in a one
I agree
taxi
with
or
you,
the bus or
Bruce.
you hear the news are going. What you gonna do?
Yeah, I hear with what you're saying. This is why I say that that jurors should be placed in a place where they are, one, not accessible, whether it's through media or whatever it is, or people, and in a place where they can actually meet as and get to know each other for that period of time, and be able to deliberate in a place where there is no interference. So I'm very much of the opinion that, you know, it costs nothing to put 12 people up in a hotel room to make sure that people have access to a fair trial. There's no excuse.
According to Paul Lewin, it's best for the people them go home. These are things where people will look on also, you know. Because the public opinion persuades some of the
John
jurors, them, you know.
Legend. I have so much question. Killy, you want to tell me, say, in a Paul Lewin 30-year career, they never have a deliberation, a jury, and they want clarification for something, and them say, yo, what the evidence when upon it, like if they want to see the transcript or whatever, for refresh
You know,
their memory upon it.
so the deliberation
Never happened.
go so long in the history of Jamaica.
Past 2 hours. Never past 2 hours, my youth. Never.
Look on that. Yeah, that again within itself is mind-boggling, you know.
And she's elated about it in a year in her voice.
Me not go say she elated that my sarcasm still enough. All right, here we me feast.
Whichever it don't sound good.
It not sound good, my youth.
Mind-boggling too, reggae. Big man
Like
thing.
it's like, to me, all right. To me, me read with the laughter, my youth. It's like she laugh like she say. Where there are people that live, like you know what I say. It's like she laugh like say she surprised that them don't know say that one. To me, but me just my opinion that.
The other thing is as well with jurors is this, I'm not too sure. You can actually come back out and ask points of law for clarification on points of law in the process, so that you're guided by those principles. You can actually ask the judge if you're not familiar or you're not quite sure about a particular aspect that is being argued. You can ask for reference in terms of clarity around the of the meaning of the law, so that you can get a clearer interpretation of exactly what it is that you're actually deliberating on. And I don't know if those are things that, you know, jurors are encouraged to do.
So kind of juries ask for transcript in like in section of the like the case, like what them argue.
Yes, you can go back. If there's a point that needs clarity, you can ask for the transcript. If you say at this particular point, this was argued, can we have the transcript of that? You can ask for it, because it's important, because you need to base your findings on what was actually being argued.
No, sir, nothing Iron man, no problem, man. We don't deal with that. Next. Yo, this is no joke, bro.
And this is why
This thing is no
it's so
joke.
important to know what the law is. And, you know, it's so important to educate yourself around what your legal rights are and your entitlement is, and not rely on just on what somebody else says to you. If you're a researched person, it's so important for our children, even to, you know, from a young age, you know, you school them around those principles, because in our lives we're governed by law, whether it's criminal law or civil law. You've got to understand what your rights are. If you don't know your rights, you're going to ask somebody else to tell you what your rights are, and they're going to tell you what they think your rights are. But if you know it, then you're more informed, right?
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you a thing stuff. You see, no care how small or how insignificant a man feels your law is. That is the next thing again, you know. Even in Jamaica, you know.
Hold on, Dr. You know, one big problem when I go tell you, say, was the family quickly in Jamaica. You see, as soon as some people start stand up for them rights, you'll hear them say, yo, we don't have no manners. The bosses slave them.
So, well,
No, Bruce, but hold on, Bruce. Remember, you know, one time one time at Jamaica, you know, a police can't push your gate to forward in, then you have to have a search warrant, you know. What did the government do after they do my youth? Them create a thing them call the Suppression of Crime Act. Where the inspector or the sergeant in the station can sign off instead of judge my youth. So all them little things that erode the thing to, you know, my youth. As simple as that, you know.
You know, check that comment. Yeah.
Which comment then? Hold on.
Let me pin a while ago on the screen. So let me ask you something, Unruly Dread. So if the government can afford to give themselves raises of how much percent and whatever, you think they can't afford to house 11 or 12 people?
And taxpayers' money are paid that, you know?
Yeah, like, bro, and also you have to remember, this is not something that is going to happen on the regular. This is not for every case being tried, you know. This is for the high profile ones and the ones that are going to take that, and not all of them are got happening too.
Yeah, not every case take the long period of time for, like, say a month or 2 months with jury. You have some trial at 12 day, 10 day, and 5 day, with the amount of evidence.
1 week.
Yeah. 1 week. You know.
And then my question is, the case is considered as a high profile case. Treat it as such. You can't say high profile case and just I use the term high profile, but I treat the case like a corner shop case. I don't say it work.
Because at Jamaica, I saw them take things. Them nothing is serious.
Bro.
You get me? You notice how she talk about. You notice how she talk about if you proceed with the tainted juror. She is actually with with anything happen, we okay with that. Will take place later. You see how them consider justice to carry out. Knowing that the juror never move on.
But Bruce, to be honest with you still in my youth, you know, I let the judge out tight in a region. I mean, I like that, you know.
Yeah, you can't let him out too. Because at the end of the day, the decision lie with him to make the point. Him have to say proceed. You're 100% right, Dr. Cup. Your suggestion is only a suggestion. You're 100% right again.
100% on that, because it's remember, the court is the judge's residence, you know. It's his court. It's not nobody else's. He presides over the court, and he has to make sure that the rule of law is applied. So you're absolutely right in that respect, that even though the DPP used her influence, the judge didn't use his position as the presiding person over his court to make the justifiable and reasonable decision to disband the jury, and it lies with the judge.
The judge never followed the guidelines when you found out that a tainted juror has found on a trial.
Hold on, the judge follow the guideline, man. Hold on,
once you follow the guidelines,
you follow the guideline in the corrupt manner, my youth, because he need 11 jury and him hold it.
There isn't a guideline in a no corrupted manner, does it, Club? What you say a while ago is madness. You get me? I say, inform out, say, a juror tainted and things, and once you find that out, there are steps to follow. And if they not follow not one of those steps, It's
Not
just
one
a
of them, my youth.
Follow the guide.
from the prosecution.
Him follow the guideline of Paula Llewellyn, not the guideline of the law.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, technically, Paula Llewellyn said, guidelines. It was our opinion at the time.
Well, him follow the guidelines of Paula Llewellyn. The opinions of Paula Llewellyn. And that him follow. Because there are guidelines to follow, and they never follow it.
If you have bread if you have bread, sliced bread, and one part of it's mildewed, you're just gonna take out the part of it that's mildewed and leave the rest? No, because you're not guaranteed that the rest of the bread is not infected. So you just try it all the way in it and start again.
So my question is,
no, as a Jamaican, you cut off the moldy part and eat the rest.
Yes, but that's the argument. That's the argument. You're saying as a Jamaican, you would just keep back some and throw away what is rotten. But what we're saying is in.
Oh, now you hear me?
Yeah.
My question is, just like how Buchanan them did hold him accountable for misconduct or whatever, and the bar association or whatever. Is there any law that can say in a case like this where
the bar have to do that is one. The bar have to do that. When it comes down to lawyer and prosecutor and anything like that, when it comes down to me,
may I say, is there any law knowingly that the lawyers violate the rights of the people or knowing say whatever? You understand what I say? Is there any way of holding them accountable for this?
It come back to the bar. And the bar
you have to remember saying
malpractice the lawyer and judge them.
Is that a question?
On, my youth. These are questions still, very important questions. But at the end of the day, the judge still have to answer to that. Not Paula Llewellyn. Come like in our show, go.
True.
So them, can't remember. Say, and one of the things she said, yo, she says she are not judge, Like she said, me are not judge, Them ask me opinion, like you said, ask me opinion, and me give me opinion.
Because that church outline, so even though me give my opinion or me state my point or me want to stand with the case, it never really rests upon me. The decision never rests upon what me say. Or my decision to proceed. You get what I say? So when she outlines that she not judge, she right. But you up here.
Bruce, can I ask a question? In Jamaica, do you have the provision like for public inquiry where you can actually ask for a committee to look at this particular case, and like the DPP would have to come to the to Parliament or to your government house and give an account of what has transpired in the case as part of a public inquiry?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I know so they have the political ombudsman and they have a next man.
There is a public inquiry because we see where the Manhattan Phelps, it was a public inquiry. The Dodos, the invasion at Tivoli, it was also a public inquiry where they look into certain matters. You get what I'm saying? The Manhattan Phelps was an issue where the US sent for extradition matter, and in the course, there's a tell about labor right again. But I like talking, because labor right not gonna like me. No, the labor rights them they block it within the courts, or did I try fight it? The same Bruce Goldwyn will appoint Paula Llewellyn. The same Paula Llewellyn, hey, fly them people, man. Same Paula Llewellyn. So yes, there are matters like that.
Paula is pathologically mendacious.
So what you might so what might happen is I don't know, you might call for a public inquiry into this, because it is a clear case of a miscarriage of justice and a deliberate flouting of the law, because the DPP said yes on paper she knows this, but she didn't take the appropriate action. So I don't know if you would feel that calling for a public inquiry would put her under the spotlight.
No, cause I don't fear responsibility that if I ultimate go fall for the judge.
The
Paula
public
is
inquiry
basic.
they
Paula,
never
yeah.
the public
Nah,
inquiry they never work yet. Never. From the
nah,
Dodder inquiry to the from Manhattan Phelps, like they say that are the biggest shambles in a Jamaican history to ask. You must say to you?
But I would call for it. Me personally, whether it, because Vybz Kartel set. Remember, I don't know if you heard when I first came on. I don't know if it was you. I was speaking with Bruce. If there's something that we've learned from this is Vybz' commitment for justice for what he knows to be true to himself, and following through on his truth and raising this with the Privy Council and testing the law at its highest level and getting a good outcome that shows people that if you're willing to try and willing to go through all the obstacles to get to the end result that you know that you deserve in terms of getting justice, that you never give up. So even if you call for a public inquiry, at least it puts the spotlight on people to give an account and the public can form their own opinion. And that is why I think that, for those who are in the position to be able to advocate for that with their politicians or whoever it is that you would advocate with, I think that it would be something in the public interest for Jamaicans to find out how this actually occurred and put it out in the public domain.
Okay, watch your style now. You see, 90% of the people in Jamaica don't understand, say, at this present moment, this is bigger than Vybz Kartel. You get me say? But the first problem this is, because you see what Vybz Kartel and him team them stand up for, them want a fair trial which is due within the constitution. It is their right to a fair trial and then bring it to the toughest court, or at the end of the day, the Supreme Court or the Privy Council always chose the rights over any other malpractice. Any other form of miscarriage of justice, the Supreme Court are going to stand and defend your rights. With the Privy Council, I should say, are going to defend your rights. You get what I say? So this case is a case where we as Jamaicans and who that Jamaicans supposed to say, yo, there are instances where my rights, if it get infringed upon or trampled, they can bring it to the farthest extent. It's just that we're supposed to have the right way to go about it, the right money to go about it. You get what I say? And this we're really sure we know. And as we stated from a longer time, Vybz Kartel is only a sacrificial lamb for others can see. Just like how Paula Lewin found out and talked about, there are other cases where jury misconduct has taken place. And even with other judges, because we can't forget them either. Other judges have
to be
carried
honest,
out
she never said.
malpractice.
She said witness tampering. That even sound more detrimental.
Jury misconduct, witness tampering is jury malpractice.
Jury tampering and all that, yeah.
Jury misconduct.
That all sound.
You get what I'm saying? The big woman thing. So even in a case like that where it lead for sure or she come out and state that, where that open up other defendants and guilty clients who they in a prison right now and serve time, give them the chance to look into them case to see if there has been jury misconduct to that extent or to the extent, at any extent at all. Once there's jury misconduct and the jury continue with that case, it can be thrown out. That's how she open up final and lead to, And it's not like say, yo, we are champion criminal. We are champion the law to be practiced the right way. And if one is guilty, you carry them to the law and bring them to justice the right way. Because once you short change it, you open up all leeway and all doors so the case get thrown out.
Bruce, I'm glad you said that, you know. So what does this mean for her admitting that this is not the first case she have done like this, considering how this got overturned by the Privy Council? What does this mean
It
for
opened up
those
doors. It opened up doors to people as who she prosecuted over, who she has been the prosecutor upon them case. For look, you know, also Jeremy Taylor, bro. He look for every single person with their GP to Horizon and to Spanish Town Prison. Check them file and check them case right now. Every man. Because he never be say, yo, she or Jeremy Taylor alone preside over them case there now. It can mean say our office, which is the prosecution office, here said that go on within the case and allow it same way. So it can be a different prosecutor preside over it and a different judge preside over the case while them jury misconduct that go on. You know. So that this set a precedent in his one. The case set a precedent. Where if people look at them case and so forth and then bring it forth to the extent that 90% of the chance to overturn or have the guilty verdict quashed. You see where she open up the door for?
So the question goes back to her then, Bruce, and the question goes back to her to say, you made a statement where you said you know of cases where there has been evidence of witness tampering, but you've still proceeded. Which cases are those? And get her to name those cases. And when she names those cases, then those are the cases that should be opened up for review. So that's the question to go back to her. You made a statement saying that in principle and in paper, you agree that where there is evidence of witness tampering in a case, that the jury should be looked at. So in those cases that you've presided over, where you've gone ahead with the process, please name those cases and then ask for those cases to be reviewed.
So all of them things that should open up for. But at the end of the day, as I'm going to say again, is one. We have to talk about all of who were there on the panel here. Arcadia, England, don't take up over California, you there, Houston, and few there up here, middle person. The whole of way over a different country. And the people at Jamaica, if they get up, you notice most of the panels them where you see who are taught, everybody with the overseas. If the people in the country now voice these opinions like, oh, we advise them in the dog, that is also a problem in the dog. That is also a problem, you know.
Valid
point. Here,
I know something that we
you know the statement what them say, sick man up here. What them now hear me?
We are here, bro.
You hear me? What them say, sick man up here, doctor up here, neither my youth. You never hear that? So until Jamaicans start treat them own a symptom in my youth, then go in the same problem, you know. That may I tell you.
So my thing is to anybody that's in Jamaica that has a real genuine interest in pursuing this in terms of the bigger picture, in terms of looking at how the justice system works around the issue of witness tampering and what the DPP has exposed herself to, they should put this question to their local representative in their wards or their councillors. Ask them to raise it with their representative for their area and put that question and ask that this question be put to the DPP as a member of the public, and it's in the public interest. So anybody that's in Jamaica right now, you've heard what we've said, you've heard what the DPP has said. Go back and put the question to your representatives and ask for this question to be put in Parliament or wherever it is, so that the person who made that statement accounts for what it is that she has said.
True. Labor right, me could be they just want to war me. So make sure you war with the constituency, MP and councillor here. Make sure you war them too. Because you just want to war me down so labor right. So me a cuss off the labor right then. Continue.
I want to go on, yes, sir.
Me know how you post it and reply as the next labor right. You think me never know how you post it and reply as the next labor right?
Hey, don't take up. Don't worry, my father. I did labor right too. Don't worry.
Why? Hey,
I joke.
every year, Bruce attack.
Yourself, don't take up.
Regin. Why? Me tell you something, man. Jamaican, why we don't know? Hey, we different in our youth. We don't know. Jamaican is a trick, but.
No, I'm not gonna say that.
Them thing on 9-day talk at Jamaica, you know. So when they come in
alright, bro.
Opinion, and we are say we and we outside of Jamaica, them talk on 9-day talk at Jamaica. 9-day talk.
Less than 9 days.
Big man thing, probably less than a 9 days.
But the point is that you know, I've lived in Jamaica and Jamaica is always my home. But one thing I'm very proud to say that I have Jamaican ancestry and I'm Backative, because as a small island, those of us who are in the diaspora have made so much contributions in terms of shaping politics across the world. I can speak in the UK. Is Jamaicans them that contributed to some of the things that we're able to benefit from the legal system here? Because, you know, what the unfortunate thing with Jamaica, it has a brain drain. So some of the smartest and talented people that are born in Jamaica often leave Jamaica, but Jamaica produces some of the finest. And that is what I will always advocate for. I'm not going to turn around and say, you know, Jamaica is small-minded and that. No, the thing of what I've always said is that sometimes us as Jamaicans, sometimes when we leave Jamaica, we don't even look back and remember.
It's a lot of factors.
What on the east one? What on the east one? Okay, you're right, you know. But you see what you're right about? They say the percentage we're right about is in the minority. You see, Jamaica, when even with the brain drain of a lot of people leaving, it make the popularity of who even there. Lack intelligence, lack want to know, lack wanting a better. So with the brain drain.
Bros, hold on there, bros. You're right about something, but you're wrong. But because this is the thing, you know. Think about it. Before you left Jamaica, was you that educated on the law system or your rights as a
No, listen up. Me know 100% about the law, but I last night when I'm bridging called me. And I said, dog, you know me here on the platform and thing, I mean, you want to call into dog and all a reason, because only for reason we usually will, you know. And I said to the dog, I say, brother, me and the whole of usually will some powerful reason. Different level. Have we ever talk about the Constitution one time yet? And the man said, dog, no, you know that. Me I said to you, dog, me didn't want to call and I said, brother, America, and East one, me and my brethren, them on their reason, and about no foolishness and wow, rare. A real reasoning. You know what I say to you? And America, my forward come even say, yo, start hear about Constitution, and I say, yo, you know, this is a shame. Say, me go look or hear what is the American Constitution, and me don't know the Jamaican Constitution. I'm going to take up myself and Google the Jamaican Constitution. I'm going to start reading, as I said, revised in 2011. So I start developing knowledge now when you hear me even can talk about the Jamaican Constitution. You know. My reading now, you know, say, yo, you know, so the Constitution was handed down from the British monarch So 90% of the constitution we write in 1962 is basically the British Constitution. You know? Same way, you know, in 2011, it get revised in the killer. When we see that, me shock out of this world. I said, that was the blood clot is. What? And people constitution are from them independence.
But this is the
Them
point.
start read say, yo, go through Akia.
I love that you bring up this topic because I'm here in the UK and I schooled here in the UK and lived in between Jamaica and the UK. And one of the things that I've learned is, you see the two parties that you both banter with, the JLP and PMP, they were orchestrated by the British government, right? And they were orchestrated way before independence. So the two founders of those two parties were put there and trained by the English government in preparation for Jamaica's independence. And it wasn't to give Jamaica independence. It was because they could no longer afford to keep the Commonwealth as it was. Because when Jamaica was
well, on Akia, tell them who in 1944. And 1944 started the Jamaican Labour Party.
Come on. So you have Bustamante and you have Manley was schooled by the Labour Party over here. The Labour Party over here is a socialist type of party, and Manley come from the Conservative Party who formed the JLP. So those two political parties in the UK took them they went to university, they schooled them. Manley worked very closely with some of the politicians here in the UK. So they grounded.
Which one the Manley?
Hold on, the ones
no, Manley.
You see me?
Okay.
So he worked with the trade unions. He worked with the trade unions here in the UK, right? The trade unions over here in the UK formed the Labour Party over here, which is for the people. So the Labour Party over here in the UK would be the People's Party, right? And Rasta was more about the businessman and the elites. So when they were schooled, it was always with the view that they would set up these two parties so that when England proposed independence, these two would be in government. But the whole idea of independence was never to make Jamaica independent. It was to allow for the United
That's why I'm add something. That's why up to today, to this day, Jamaica is still under the British monarch.
All right. So the point I'm trying to make is Jamaica was never going to be independent, right? It gave the Jamaican people a sense of independence. So when they set up the two governments, okay, and said independence, what they did is they then said to those people who were of that time, come to the UK and work with us. So what happened is Jamaica's government was young, but the brain drain started to already leave Jamaica and come to the UK. So the government was never in a position to be able to really consolidate itself as a powerful force because they were always going to be the puppets of the UK under the pretext that it was independent. But in its independence, it never had any money. Because
Jamaica, hold on, we have a key part. I'm going to always put in this. Jamaicans always remember that Jamaica is a gift to the Queen.
Aye. And the reason why is this. I don't want to go into a history lesson because I would, The whole
just
idea.
like anything in the empire at the time, my youth, I always a give to the queen or the king. Just
Always.
like any territory in the empire, my youth.
Exactly. So the
So what
point.
will I say?
So one of the historical points is this: when people talk about emancipation, the emancipation was never about freeing anybody in Jamaica. It was because the companies, the sugar companies in Jamaica were becoming bankrupt, because you had the West Indian Corporation and you had the East Indian Corporation that was working in India. And the East Indian Company was making more money and in comparison to the plantation owners in the Caribbean. So it was no longer a business financially viable. So what they needed to do was to come up with this idea about emancipating Jamaicans and abolishing slavery, and they never did. It was never out of this sense of morality. It was always about finances. And giving Jamaica independence was never about making Jamaica independent. It was always about finances, because as soon as Jamaica became independent, it was bankrupt. And that's why it had to go to the IMF. And with the IMF now, it became even more entrenched in debt. And as you can see with Jamaica right about now, Jamaica don't own nothing, because right about now, you've got the influence of China coming in now as the new colonial colonist, and taking over Jamaica and buying out the whole of the land until Jamaica don't have nothing. So I'm not going to really go into it, but the point that I wanted to make is that the judiciary system in Jamaica will always be enshrined in UK law until it becomes its own republic of federation. And I believe that's the conversation that is being had at the moment.
I know them have the conversation when the conversation
So hold on, let me ask you a question.
The labor right buster man to them sell out the country to solve it.
Hold on. Go ask you a question. So you all of you guys trust these present people in a Jamaica to forward up with better than what we have right now? You think so them really go forward up with something better than what we have right now?
So is that facade we are living under an independence? A facade we talk about independence and still under the British monarchy.
So all right.
How can you be independent and still under the British monarch then?
My youth.
No, if it's a case where you say corruption in Jamaica, wait, that's a different case. It's a case with independence we are talking about.
Yeah,
the case of the masses Jamaica independent.
So we're not independent right now, my youth.
Independent where? That is the point. Which part of Jamaica? An independent nation sovereign from any monarch within them.
The Queen is still sovereign of Jamaica. The Queen is still the King. The King is still sovereign of Jamaica. You didn't hear what the Privy Council said. They're writing to the King to give their judgment. Them never said them are right. Them never said them are go right to Golding. Them said them are right to the King to give their judgment, and that judgment is going to be passed back down to Jamaica to tell them what to do. So Jamaica is independent in theory, but it was never independent. It still is governed by the sovereign, which is the King, and it's still part of the Commonwealth, and the King is still head of the Commonwealth. So
exactly.
In an illusion, they say
illusion. They tell people about them independent now. Illusion. Most of people from
So let me ask you a question. So the crown of England have anything to do with the day-to-day runnings with Jamaica?
The crown? The Governor General to tweet and inform the King with the day-to-day runnings of Jamaica and operation of Jamaica.
Hey Bruce, you hear me?
Virgin, Bruce, the Governor General is nothing but a rubber stamp, my youth. Remember me tell you.
No, man, I say if you that string
the Governor General,
if one want to string up and continue the man.
Yeah, do that. Pepper Skull one no set till about 6:30. I mean, even want to go over the 2 hour mark, but you don't know the latter part of the conversation and the better part. So that's why we didn't continue.
Pepper Skull set up him up to start it right now, man. We can't wait.
Oh, him say
If him set up,
him have it say
nah, man,
6:30.
him start it now. We can't wait till 6:30.
We don't hear nothing from him.
Pepper
So
Skull,
what
type
guys?
in the chat. Once him set up, him have to start it, man. Once him set up, him have to start right away. You feel me, you know?
Right, me just look.
Let me tell you so.
Go check up.
What more I know? What the difference with a country like Singapore and Jamaica? At the time we get independence.
The difference is Singapore take our what they call what the word I look for? The way we were running the country at the time, they took our blueprint and made their country way better. Because I've heard that
all
story
right.
times.
All right, hold on. That may I try. That may I try tell people. That may I try tell us that some. You see the phone. People they make the phone smarter than them, you know. Me one post. Somebody a post say, all people will compare Singapore with Jamaica. With Singapore 10 times bigger than Jamaica. Me have to laugh my youth.
But no. But a lot of people don't know that history now. And I think we need to start do more lives like this where we hold them reasoning and not just talk about music, bro. Cause when me hear that, me couldn't believe.
No, man, all right. Lee Kwang, you forward at Jamaica, my youth.
You see the differences as well. Remember, what resources does Jamaica have in comparison to Singapore? And hold
on, sister, hold on, the Empress. Hold on, the Empress. We're not talking about present day. We are talking about in the time when them just deal with film independent.
No, but Akia and Dirty Cup, if I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna look it up right now. I think Jamaica has way more resources than they do.
Yeah,
man, yo, Singapore.
What side everything Jamaica have as resources at them time. I want to hold on that, but hold on the second point, quick and fast. I got string up. I'm gonna get ready for start. I'm now wait till 6:30. So people, one of the moderators, them gonna get Pepper Skull link and drop it in the chat and thing. And quick and fast.
No do it right now.
Yeah, and a Buster man thing in 1962, the labor right them sell it out. Go ahead, go and continue the Dirty Cup and the labor right them in the chat. Go ahead.
So here what me I say. Alright, here what me I say.
Idiot, how idiot, you know.
Here what me I said, Bruce. And Cup and Akia. Me have a friend from Gambia, right? At the time when he told me this, him said $10,000 can start a house and finish it in Gambia. See? Like a nice house. So when pretty much when him said that to me, it's like because he loved Jamaica, a Vybz Kartel I'm artist, and him asked me about, like him literally asked me about Jamaica. So it's when him tell me that, me laugh, and him say, why you laugh? Me say, bro, that what you just said a while ago, that the money they can't do nothing in Jamaica. See? In terms of like
can't move the land. You can't move the land, my youth. You can't move the land.
The only resource Gambia has, our only thing them export is peanuts. You hear me say? The only thing they export is peanuts. And in Jamaica, we have everything, bro. We make steel, cement. We have marl, we have gravel, we have sand, we have every single thing you need to make a house in Jamaica.
Well, we now go say we make the steel, we process it. Then buy the slab and thing and
whatever you want.
But Jamaica don't own it. Jamaica don't own it. You own the resources, but you don't own the resources when it's taken out of the land. Look at backside and look what it's doing.
I just been Pepper Skull live. Him actually start the live, so people can start finding a way over there. So we're going to end that one here, and we'll continue the conversation over there.
Okay.
See?
Oh, how do I get there? I can't see.
The link is in the chat.
All right.
I'll pin it right now, just in case. So me pin it too. So just in case people comment and it come out of the chat, me pin it too.
I can't see it, but I could try anyway.
So if you hop off the stage and go back on the regular chat, you will see it.
All right then, bless.
All right, so I'll catch you over there.
Him started for me.
Yeah, man, him started. And Akia, thanks for coming through. They actually like the reasoning. Yeah, man, him start, man. I have 32 people over there. So people go over there, and as you know, go over there and press up the like button. Come on, people, come on. I wait for one to leave. And give you 5 minutes. Just go over, just click the link click the pin link. Oliver Branch, big up yourself. So let me just go and shout out some people. Yo, Vendetta Blam, they come like gonna eat that too, you know. Cause me not see where that they comment there for. Una listen for understand or una just listen for comment. Jeffy, big up yourself. Nico Bailey, big up yourself. Big up yourself, guys, our uncle. Unruly Dread. I say I heard me go and shout out some people. People just click the link and exit out of that one, yeah. Because me so any Scholar Hype, big up yourself. Alvin Augustus, bless up. Joy Crystals. Who else? See if we can go and big up some people. Barbie British, big up yourself. Thanks to pass through, babes. Miss Bad British, big up. Who else? Boy, Nico, you I be your name. I see how you comment the most. Who else there? Rockstar, bless up yourself, my G. Entertainment Zone, bless up, pass through the live. Great reasoning today. TSC exclusive, bless up yourself. Well, be a Nico Bailey, me I say, and Jevy. Lord, fleet of them run off the chat today. Shutterblocks TV, bless up yourself. No, sir, be a Nico Bailey. Brenda Singleton over Facebook, bless up yourself. Thanks for staying with us. Don't know if you're still here, but bless up. Glockfield, big up. Fred Lincoln, big up. People, no, we still have 171 people watching. Click the link, the pin link, and go over to the next live, please and thank you. Yeah, we're going to continue the conversation over the next live. So we do it at daytime. You know what I mean? One person start off the relay, and we just continue through the day until somebody else. So who knows? Maybe more than likely Unruly Tasha, maybe Gaza Uncle go live after Pepper Skull. So we still have to continue the conversation. Yeah. Because we do almost 4 hours over here so already. Gaza Uncle do 2 hours earlier this morning. I was even supposed to do so much hours, but me that try to hold it off until Pepper Skull was ready. So when you just click the link, please. May I have given until 3:40, so 2 more minutes. Please, when you just click the live, click the link rather, and go over to the next live, please. Because there's nothing else really to Milachip, big up yourself. Really to say over here. And if you are not a subscriber yet, please subscribe. You know what I mean? Like and share the live same way. You see it. Follow us on all social media platforms. Gina, bless up yourself. Yeah. People, may I wait pound in a man. 1 more minute. Still have 153 I want over here. Come on, man. We have 66 people over Pepper Skull. Come on, you can't do better than that. As soon as I reach over, then like up the live. Come on, people. Come on, people. Go ram up the dance, man. Oh, now wait, man. See, Akia just joined the live there. Say, I don't know. Come on, man. 100 and Bruce just joined the live over there. 141 I still there. So one wait, man. I sound like that channel there. I like that still, but we want to go continue the conversation over Pepper Skull. So just click the link and let's go over there. So if we're still in the mood for hear some more reasoning, yeah. Over there, so we are there. Come on, people. Come on, people. Yeah, Jevy, definitely, man. You know, say them thing I would like talk about, you know, not just music. You see me? You see me? Come on. When I text along for go through the door, I want I know one door, no. Yeah, but just click the link and hop over to Pepper Skull live. And as I reach over and press up the like button. Please and thank you. You see it. Come on, people. Come on, people. Still about 115 people I watch. Come on, man. Yeah, I'm gonna leave one in, so if when the live finish, you don't know what happened, you're not gonna realize. Just click the link and head over there, please. See you later. Thank you guys for passing through. See you next time.